tell me about the last movie you saw, preferably in a theater.
Oh, it was
even the XX theaters count here.
Don't go Pee Wee Herman on us.
Yeah, tell us about that XXX movie. Yeah,
Vin Diesel was amazing.
it's all about family in this. Fast and Curious.
Sorry.
That's the one I saw, Fast and Curious.
Sexy.
It's keep it in the family. Welcome to a brand new episode of Frequels, and I am your host, EJ Leeson, and with me, always, my co-host, the uncanny, amazing, invincible, Rory Calarasi. How are you, sir?
I'm feeling fantastic, and for the record, I am invincible.
Yes, you are.
I found out the other day.
I went with every Marvel character adjective that I can think of.
Keep going.
So, uncanny, X-Men, amazing, Spider-Man, invincible, Iron Man.
All right.
And then there's Fantastic Four, but I don't know if they're just four.
Could you somehow work in...
He's Rocky.
Can you somehow work in the adventures of?
The adventures... Oh, Journey into Mystery of Rory.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And of course, we got the podkeeper himself, the voice of a sweet baby angel, young Vince. What's up, baby?
I'm doing good. How you doing? I'm fantastic.
I'm doing great, man.
And for the record, you really just brought the show down with that imagery of a baby angel.
Yeah, well, that's how, when I see Vince, that's what I see.
It's the wings.
Yeah,
I love him on a cloud, and he's sitting up there, and he's like,
yeah,
you know.
And I love the Da Vinci meme of like, yeah, I'm gonna draw some babies on this ceiling, but I'm gonna have them with their dicks out. It's gonna happen.
And that's Vince.
Yeah, that's how
In
you
a
get
nutshell.
that's how you get the priests excited.
Dick out Napoli.
Yep. Dick out Vince. That's
Okay, good.
So, last but not least, a very special guest.
Definitely not least.
No stranger to the show, 3-time champ, Frequels Hall of Famer, Matt Renaldi. How are you, sir?
EJ, I love your energy.
Take it off.
Electric, stop it.
Twist his dick.
Woo! Dick out Matt.
More like Dick in Matt.
That's his new nickname.
Dick out Matt? All
No,
right.
Dick in Matt.
Oh. What's up, man? What's
Nothing.
new?
I don't know why I keep doing this.
He's back at it. How do we keep getting you here? This doesn't make sense. All we do is mock you and make fun of you.
Because I hide in the in the janitor's closet.
He's living in the janitor's closet.
I knew it.
And we knew. Yeah.
I knew it.
I have nowhere else to go.
It was, you know how I figured it out? Somebody wrote, Matt was here. On
With the Z,
wall.
right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a Matt Renaldi thing.
Yeah. Surviving on drywall and mustard packets.
You know, I thought I saw you on Friday because someone spilled their beer. You ran out, jumped on the floor, like just spread out on the floor, and you were like licking it up. You're like, and you're like, I'll get you guys later. And then you took off.
Right back in the closet.
Yeah. And I was like, I think that was Matt.
He's like Gollum.
He's basically like Gollum.
Living in a cave, but it's an office.
Just running around sipping beer off the floor. It's quite the gig, man.
Vince doesn't have to hire a cleaning crew.
He just eats off the floor.
Your floors are clean. How do you guys do this?
Someone drops a burger on the floor and Matt just runs out.
Scrambles for it.
Just chews it up really quick.
We got
Gone feral.
Don't mind him. He's just our burger boy. Don't drop food on the floor and drinks.
We got a Renaldi. Is that like a Roomba?
Yeah. But basically,
Just like it.
it's a 3 Jacks Roomba.
You know what the craziest thing I saw was? At one point, some guy was eating his food and he dropped a fry on the floor and his tongue just shot across the room.
Like a chameleon?
like
Like a chameleon or a frog, yeah.
one of the liquors from Resident Evil 2. It's like,
I learned to adapt being in that janitor's closet. It's dark in there and there's no heat.
There's no heat. So you started taking on reptilian.
I like the idea of him being in there so long. He's adapted. His body is changing.
He's like one of those monsters in The Descent.
Yeah. He's like, I'm now a cold-blooded creature. So what's new with you guys? Any new music or movies you have watched?
I could go all day if you want me to start.
Yeah,
so I was in Florida recently, and I watched the following movies: Bride of Chucky,
wow,
Aliens, Predator, Predator 2, Poor Things, and there was one other one that I forgot. Tarantino. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
We made a difference on them.
I mean, the whole week was fantastic, regardless of whether or not my grandfather passed away. But it was a lot of fun. I got a lot of movies in, and I feel great about it.
Yeah. Did you enjoy all of those? Because they're all pretty much
I didn't
bangers.
enjoy Valentine. I did enjoy Bride of Chucky more than I thought I would. Aliens was fantastic. Predator is a classic. I'll rewatch that. It's
perfect.
Yeah. Rory, have you seen anything good lately?
I have.
And I'm not even talking in the movie theater. I'm talking on the boards. You see any good plays or anything that someone was possibly starring in, or
Nothing to write home about.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I went and saw E.J. Leeson light up the stage.
Yeah.
Melted my heart.
How did that go?
You played a tooth fairy selling pyramid schemes?
Yeah, that's correct.
And I'm pretty sure at some point you had to have heard my stupid laugh echoing through that theater, because Jeepers, you were killing me.
How does that happen when you're on stage and you're performing and you hear his dumbass laugh?
It's so difficult.
Is it comforting, or is it like,
I mean,
that fucking
yeah,
guy?
no, it's great because, like, everyone is laughing, and that's what I'm supposed to do, is like make people laugh and stuff. But when you do know someone, and like Rory has a distinct laugh,
really,
it is so hard to keep your composure, and like, or even like sometimes your line, like so like I have this huge rant about the space-time continuum thing and all this, right? So I like, and I hear Rory laugh, and I'm just like, oh my god, what's my next line? And then luckily I was just like, oh yeah, but luckily that was my next line.
I'm very jealous that he got to see it. I'm very disappointed that
Well, it was cool because I saw your play, and prior to that I went and saw Robin's art exhibit.
Yeah, and you
Your
bought
girlfriend, I did.
Yeah,
I bought a Robin original.
Yes, you did.
To my apartment.
Yeah.
I also saw some movies. Want me to go down my list?
Do tell.
So I reached deep into my let's get it over with pile, and finally saw Aquaman.
Oh, Aquaman 2.
Obligation, yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would.
I like the second one better than the first one.
I think it's a little. The first one bored the shit out of me. This one was more like
fun.
That's my review.
Yeah.
But so I saw later on that night.
That was fantastic. That's a perfect review.
Yeah. I felt like. Did you ever see Get Out?
Yes.
You know, like when he's in that state where he's like falling through space.
Yeah.
That's me watching Aquaman. So then later on, I saw Zone of Interest.
Yes, great movie.
I saw the movie Rustin. I saw Naiad. I watched The Creator. I saw a documentary that we talked about.
Night and Fog.
Night and Fog.
Yeah.
My Dinner with Andre.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is just like a fabulous movie, you know?
Yeah.
And then I had my brain melted the other night. I went and saw Dune in IMAX.
Yes.
The original.
Wasn't it amazing?
Yeah.
It was weird because I think I saw the first time I went to Cinemark, and I think I saw it in like an XD.
Oh, okay.
So we saw an IMAX, and same thing. Becca, like she said, the first time she saw it, she's like, "Yeah, I liked it," and I felt the same way. I'm like, "Oh, that's a great movie." And we saw it in IMAX. I was just like, "Oh my god, like this is like a masterpiece."
Yeah.
It's like a freaking incredible movie.
And Hans Zimmer does the music for it, and it's like incredible.
Yeah,
it's so good. And
it's
then
the
cinematography and
that's like something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, to make something like that. Like I know sometimes people can be a little reductive and just be like, well, you know, it's all right, whatever. That is a movie that's firing on all cylinders, and it's fantastic.
So many great performances in it too.
I love the fact that I saw like 5 movies, and I feel like overjoyed and like, oh, I saw more movies than everybody here. No, not even fucking close. Rory saw more movies in the time that it took me to see 5. He just rattled off movie after movie. It's like,
I didn't even talk about the ones that we're doing.
yeah.
Bunch
Yeah, I
of those
mentioned
as
both
well.
of them.
How about you, Matt?
Yeah.
Mr. Renaldi, we're coming at you hot. It's okay. Bring it. What
What'd
do
you
you What do you
see?
have?
I didn't watch as many as you guys.
Well, you don't have to. All it takes is one.
Because my time is a little more valuable to me. So I'm very selective
You're not wrong.
on what I watch.
Hey, man, I get it. These kids are wasting my time.
But there was this really good documentary. It was really riveting. It's about the conspiracy of why the McDonald's ice cream machines are always down. So they're sort of tying it into like Big Dairy, and and they have a hand in why these machines are always down. It was pretty good. It was called McBroken. I like that one. But I also saw All of Us Strangers. Have you heard about that one?
All of Us Strangers. Yes, I actually have been wanting to watch that really bad.
Yeah, right. It was great.
Jamie Bell is in it.
Yeah.
And he plays like the father of the
Yeah.
main character.
Yeah. I was telling Rory about it, but I don't know. He didn't watch. It's not on the list. It'd make the list. It wasn't that important to him. Apparently.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
actually, it was weird. I specifically didn't watch it. I
Oh,
could
Matt
have.
Renaldi,
It was right there.
You recommended, so
I was like, Matt, he's the one who recommended I see Aquaman.
Pass.
Actually, Matt is the last person that would recommend that I see Aquaman. I feel like you'd be more like, why are you seeing Aquaman?
I do want to see
Dead
All of Us
stare.
Strangers, though. It looks amazing. It really looks awesome. I saw Lisa Frankenstein, and then I was listening to a lot of music lately, and I checked out, a lot of like Cat Stevens, old stuff.
Awesome.
Cause and then I
Were
was
you
like,
watching like Harold and Maude?
oh my god, love it.
Yeah. Was that what you were watching?
So I was listening to Cat Stevens, and then I was like, you know what? I gotta buy Harold and Maude. I never bought that
Awesome.
movie because I love
I
that
know
movie.
your brain.
Yeah, and
See
so
that?
I ended up going on, but the Criterion, it's out of print. They don't
Is it?
sell it anymore. So I just had to buy like a
Do a shot.
regular. Yeah.
Criterion
So,
shot.
yeah.
That's the way it goes. It's not your fault.
For the record, I do own it.
And then I also have
Least
been
surprising thing I'll hear today.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Sonic Youth lately and stuff. Love them. So I actually also have been listening to a band, local band named Deacon Steve.
Oh, dear God,
I
don't.
too was listening to Deacon Stevens.
Don't.
Yes.
Deacon Steve.
Yeah.
That sounds really.
Deacon Steve.
That sounds really familiar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really familiar.
Deacon Steve?
Deacon, I've heard of it, maybe once or twice.
And I have to say,
Moving
you're
on.
drumming on the first. No, I have to talk
Don't.
about this.
No.
Your
Come
drumming on
on.
the first track
Vince,
is
wait.
amazing.
What are you doing to me?
Vince,
No,
is that your
it's really
band?
good.
Deacon
Mate,
Steve?
that's yes.
and then
That's
October Skies, the second song.
What are you doing?
At the end, your drum solo, amazing.
That's what
yeah.
I told him that when I saw him. I was like, the music in that band super tight, and he
Yeah.
sounded great.
It was the what do you call it? Something of a time. Like we encapsulated what we loved at the time, which was Midtown, Saves the Day,
the Day,
Alkaline Trio, Newfound Glory,
Saves the
Green Day, all that stuff, and we packaged it.
I hear it.
February 20th, we are going to get together in this bar, and we're going to practice only 2 songs.
Shut up.
In the attempts of, if we have enough time, re-recording the album completely, because I don't know, we have gear, and I have somebody that can edit and produce it for us, so there's that. So it's exciting, but don't fucking do that. Move on. Do something else. Come on.
Oh, okay. And then I've
Chucky
been
Bride.
watching.
Bride Chucky. Bucky. No, wait. Valentine. Yeah, one of them.
Yeah. And last but not least, I watched 2001's Valentine.
You thought he was going to say 2001,
A
A
Space-
Space Odyssey. But no.
Everybody just
What is on the
slammed their laps.
opposite end of 2001, A Space Odyssey? It is Valentine.
Yes. And this was recommended by Matthew Renaldi over here.
Fuck you, Matt.
When did I do that?
We were at Poor Richard's. Oh, yeah, we were at Poor Richard's.
I love that he
And-
suggested it and he doesn't remember
Yeah,
suggesting
and
it.
you're like,
Actually-
hey, do you remember Valentine, right?
Actually, no. It wasn't Matt.
Oh, it wasn't?
No. It
I was really
Becca.
mad at you, Matt.
It was Becca?
Wait, so I need to redirect my anger towards Becca?
Yeah.
Yeah. But for some reason, I was like, oh, yeah, you should be on that show. I remember you either brought it up or like you're like, oh yeah, Valentine. Remember it was like
I think
in
you were
that
wearing a
phase.
shirt, Valentine.
Yeah, like the Cupid killer
Yeah, you were wearing
Yeah.
like a T-shirt,
I was.
the original poster on
and the
it.
hat, and you also had like a jacket that says Valentine.
Passing out
Crew.
stickers.
Valentine Crew. And I was like, oh, did you work on the movie? You're like, no, I'm just part of a fan base.
No, it's just like, no, I've never seen it.
You're like, I'm part of a fan base. We all met online. We are in on this movie.
None of us have watched it.
But the cast seems promising, and we like the face of that little Cupid killer.
Yeah.
He's cute. No, but we watched Valentine, and
Is
straight
that
up,
the movie we're doing?
yes, this is the movie that we are about to dive into. But before we do, Vince, this is your first time seeing Valentine. What did you think of this movie?
It wasn't the worst movie that you've watched. And again, I'm only judging this based on bullshit you've made me watch previously. So this wasn't as terrible. I enjoyed it. I kind of felt like I knew when everything was coming.
Yeah.
Just by the suspense. But my takeaway from this was soundtrack. Oh God, this goddamn soundtrack.
Right.
So good.
great.
We'll
It's
get
actually
into
a
that
good
at some
soundtrack.
point. But yeah.
Yeah. Now, Rory, is this your second or third time?
This would
seeing
be the second time I saw this. I saw this back when I was about 15,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
I literally had...
In theaters or...
No, it
Okay.
was one of those things, I think I rented it.
Okay, I'm just happy you didn't pay money and put gas in your car and go buy,
No.
food at a place and
No, it was weird.
make
I
a
like,
day of this. 'Cause
I saw it and then I like literally just forgot about it because I was like,
as you should.
There are movies I saw back when I was a teenager that I revisit now, and I still remember it pretty much beat for beat. But this one, it kind of just went in one ear and out the other. One thing I did notice about it was like I'm watching it, and it was like Cinemax porn having an identity crisis.
yes.
You know what I mean?
No. They teased the entire time. Like, oh, there's going to be nudity. There's going to be nudity.
No, it's just the look of the movie. Like it felt like
Yeah.
it wasn't a real movie.
It had that, that just the look of it like
We're almost better than TV. Like,
a hair. Not much.
At the time, they're like, guys from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, can we borrow your sets
Yeah.
for the weekend?
You can have them.
all our equipment came from 90210. The remake? No, the original.
The sets are from Buffy. We got the 90210 sound equipment.
Just, we're ready to film this baby.
I just want everyone to know, at some point, there is a room that is plaid. Do you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
It was jarring to me.
Yeah,
There's a scene
it's
where there's an
wild.
entire room and it's fucking plaid. I think they had a crane shot in that as she's coming down the steps. It was jarring to me. But go ahead, move on.
Wait,
Jam.
1 sec, real quick. I have a little another note in here. I wrote, I rented this movie on Amazon, and one of the workers said, "Holy shit, someone actually did it!" Like the counter just went up.
Yeah.
One.
It went up too because I also rented it from YouTube.
They're like, what's going on with this movie?
yeah, they're like,
They think it's like a resurgence. They just stopped it too.
just bringing it back.
You guys did it on Amazon. I did it on Apple, and when I clicked, I just wanted to rent it, and with Apple, you can only rent for 2 days. You have to watch it within 2 days. And I clicked on it, and it said, "Are you sure you want to purchase this?" And I clicked yes, and it said, "Are you really sure you want to purchase this?" And then I clicked yes, and it said, "Are you really, really, really sure you want to rent this movie?"
Can we have?
And you're like,
can we
and I
have a
was-
history of your head trauma?
And then a thing came up about their terms and agreements.
And I was like,
You gotta read all
I had to read the
that.
whole thing. It took like 2 hours. So yeah, you
Right.
guys wasted more time than usual for me.
Suckers.
And then how about for
paid
you?
for it? You paid for it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Streamed it for free.
On
did
LimeWire.
you?
Yeah. On LimeWire.
He's got these
Oh.
pirating services. ShareBear, Frost, LimeWire, all the good stuff.
Yeah, I rented it off of YouTube, and that's how I watched it.
So
Yeah.
wait, Mike, before you go, how do you decide what you purchase for 4K and what you don't purchase for 4K?
Well, when a movie's not Valentine, it's all spring for the 4K.
Okay.
I think Scream Factory put out a 4K version.
Did
Of
they?
this?
Yeah, Valentine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What a dare!
Wait, what put this out?
Yeah.
Who put?
I believe it was Scream Factory.
What is Scream Factory?
Rory with Scream Factory.
Matt, I tried to throw to you so hard.
I would say this. Think of I would say Scream Factory is very much like it's like a Criterion, but for like horror
Shot.
films.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arrow
you go.
Films is great.
Yeah,
though,
they're
too.
good too.
That's like another
But I think Scream Factory is sort of like
horror specific.
yeah, and they do like a great job with everything.
Yeah.
But
And they have,
what else
great
is in
vinyl
Scream
records.
Factory? Are there other things in that, or
They do soundtracks and stuff
Yeah.
too, like vinyl records, special edition ones.
okay?
I think
Deacon Steve is actually.
Oh
one of
Jesus
those.
Christ! Come on. All right, moving on then.
I think my Monster Squad thing that I got, I forget if it's Mondo or Scream Factory actually.
I just wanted to fact check myself. I was close, but it's Shout Factory. They did do a Blu-ray treatment. I don't know if it's 4K. Unfortunately, my dudes, it is sold out.
I've been
Oh wait,
saving
I'm
up.
sorry.
So
Wait. Why does it say 131 in stock? But then it does, and then it also says this limited edition. The poster sold out. So the artwork
We made
sold out.
one.
Yeah.
So everybody wants the artwork, but the actual movie itself.
Yeah, and it's only a 2K scan of the original. Oh, that's terrible. They couldn't even do a 4K.
That's like the "Don't Push Your Luck" edition.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool cover.
Yeah, I do have to say the aesthetic of the look of the killer is awesome. Like the Cupid
The
killer.
cherub.
Yeah,
A cherub,
I like,
right? Is that what that is?
And then I like even like the outfit and stuff.
Uh,
I don't
yeah.
know. I thought it was good.
A
I
trench
liked
coat.
it.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Everybody likes a trench coat.
Uh-oh.
Uh oh.
Hey.
It's not the Cupid killer.
As of this recording, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Okay, I don't know when this airs. I don't. But my wife, every year, she gets mad at me. Okay, because I never buy her flowers. But to be fair, I didn't even know she sold flowers. Okay.
And that was Burgermaster John
Burgermaster.
Reckless.
Yes, Burgermeister. I love it.
Our Dr. Pretorius.
Yes, but
A Dr. Pretorius in the kitchen.
What were
Same small people in jars.
yeah.
We were laughing so hard at that the other day. We called him Dr. Pretorius to customers, and then we
Really?
called him the Burgermaster, and we lost our shit. Yeah, me and you. Do you not remember it?
Well, I was very intoxicated.
Fair
But
enough.
anyway,
I
let's move on.
do enjoy the look of the killer, and if they did make a sequel, I don't know. If they try to bring this back,
What would it be called?
I don't know.
The sequel.
Valentine's.
Valentine's.
Valentine's Day month.
I don't know.
No, it'd be
But,
called like
they-
no, it'd be called like Valentine 2024. Because that's how creative people are in Hollywood now. I thought it was interesting how they were sort of channeling Halloween a little bit, because in the original Halloween they had like the Captain Kirk mask.
Yeah.
And this one they had the Louis Anderson mask.
Ah,
There you go. Life with Louis.
I'm Louie.
I remember when I was 15, I said the same damn thing.
I hosted Family Feud. No,
Excellent Louis. That's a really good Louis.
Let's get into this film, guys.
All right, yeah. So
Wait,
the
we
movie
haven't even
starts-
started?
No.
No.
Oh my God.
So the movie starts with the Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy yearbook of '88, and we get a series of flashbacks to this kid Jeremy Melton, and he's just getting shot down, girl after girl after
JM.
girl. Yep.
You know, I heard Jeremy spoke in class today.
Did he?
Jeremy spoke. Oh, don't sue us anymore.
And only one was sort of kind of nice to him. She's like, well, maybe later, because he keeps going. He's like, hey, will you dance with me? They're like, in your dreams, man. And
Ugly.
then- yeah.
Yeah.
That,
And,
that was kind of like funny.
right.
Because it was like,
Wait,
he
explain
went
your
down
joy
the
from
line
that.
of everybody in his yearbook.
Yeah.
It's like, you got anything going on? They're like, no, but still no.
Yeah. And so Kate was the only nice one. She's like, oh, maybe later, Jeremy. And then he finally asks Dorothy, but instead of dancing, Dorothy and Jeremy just have like a full-on makeout session under the bleachers.
Because that's where you do it. If you're going to make out anywhere in a high school, you're doing it under the
Is
bleachers.
that
That's
Jeremy's way of dancing?
Yeah.
And is that why all the girls shut him down?
Probably.
He was known for the tongue tango.
Yeah. Like, don't dance with Jeremy. You're just gonna end up with a tongue in your mouth.
But
I
then,
thought we were doing the electric slide, and it's just kind of weird.
but then there's that one girl who's like, no, you definitely need to dance with Jeremy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But Dorothy agrees. Then these kids start teasing Dorothy and Jeremy, calling her Buffalo.
The boys. It's
Yeah.
always the boys.
The bullies, yeah. And so they're like, yeah, Buffalo and Freak. And so she quickly is like, no, he's attacking me. And in this moment, the bullies step up to help Dorothy. They're like, hey, Freak is attacking Buffalo. Still calling her Buffalo. You're like, oh, these kids are coming to her rescue. And they're
Nope,
like,
they're
still
not.
like, oh, we're going to still call her this awful name. So interesting. And then, so.
That's like afterwards, it's a thank you with a question mark.
Right? It's like, thanks. Like it's like
Thanks
a
for-
backhanded.
You really helped me out with this kid, but you also started my eating disorder.
Right. So then they luckily had a punch bowl on hand to dump it right on him.
It was-
And
they
Jeremy
had it
did not
ready.
even move.
Like, there was a guy behind them just holding... It was the four boys on the bleachers, and then there's a fifth boy behind them just holding the punch bowl.
Yeah.
And there was like, hey, just hang out.
You know, he
Yeah.
actually.
Tim, we don't need you yet.
You're
But
on
just
deck.
You stand there, and then once we get this conversation, we're going to use you or we're not going to use you. I'm not sure yet.
I read it differently. I thought he brought the punch bowl from home, and he's like, I'm going to use this tonight. And they're like, Jeremy, what exactly, how do you plan on using that?
Yeah.
Tried dancing with it, tried just sitting down with it, but then he saw his opportunity, and God bless him, he took it.
Yeah, he did. And I'm going to get to the lack of chaperones and parental...
Oh, yeah,
but go
I
ahead.
took
All
that
right, go
For the
ahead.
record, real quick, the punch bowl joke, I had no idea where I was going with it, and I just went for a ride.
Hey, that's
and
the way it goes.
I got a destination.
You got there.
It was a destination that you like step out of the car and someone beats you up and takes your wallet, but I got somewhere.
Yeah. Hey, man, that's like my in-bed experiences. I'm not sure how I'm going to get there, but I got there. So thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
So then these bullies strip off all of Jeremy's clothes down to his underwear, and Jeremy gets like a bloody nose out of nowhere. Like it's just like
Yeah.
a trigger kind of thing that happens.
Like a
Like
nervousness.
yeah, and so he just gets a bloody nose.
We're not going to... Yeah, let's not
Yeah.
go over the boys stripping him down to his skivvies. Yeah, let's move past that. Keep going.
No, they strip him down, and then they beat him up in the middle of the gymnasium dance floor with people cheering it on.
Like a beatdown.
no chaperones.
Damn
or,
it, he got there
match.
before I did.
no, or people stepping in like adults, and maybe they were just cheering it on too.
Yeah.
you know?
Probably.
I think what happened was the principal called an emergency faculty meeting to discuss the broken coffee pot that's in the break room.
Yeah.
Apparently, and then they formed like a cage match. You notice that?
Right, everyone circles around it.
Finally.
Like,
And I think
yeah.
the DJ was the referee.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
what?
They're just like,
No one stopped to help this poor kid.
no, I think there was a nun that was a chaperone. She stepped in and she's like, "Oh, let me have a try." And then she's like, nerd, nerd. And
You have a
saw
nun
them
calling
all.
a child nerd.
Make sure to line up over here, guys, if you want to get a beat in on Jeremy.
Really funny if they're all just waiting their turn.
Just line after line of people.
Do you know what would have been really great too is that if you saw the kids beating them up,
Yeah.
and then the camera just starts pulling back, and you see all the kids cheering, and it pulls back a little further, and you see all the teachers
cheering.
Get
Yeah,
him!
this is great.
Getting
And then
ready
it
to-
pulls back, and you see like a man and a woman, and then Jeremy looks over at them. He's like, "Mom, Dad," and they're just cheering it. Kick his ass.
They open their jackets up and it's a Jeremy socks. Mom.
You said you'd only wear that around the house.
So then we fade into the title of the movie, Valentine, and then
Oh,
we,
Jesus Christ. We're only 10 minutes into this movie.
yeah, and so
I'm
then,
not even going to tell you guys how long we've been
Is
recording.
that how you felt while you were watching it?
Oh, no. I tell you guys all the time. Whenever I start a movie, I set a timer. And then 20 minutes into the movie, I pause and I reflect on how it's been so far and how much time is left. And this is another one of those movies where I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Why? Why are you guys doing this to me?
Yeah.
Why?
Good. And so we fade into 13 years
so
later.
subtle. Such a subtle. Good. You deserve it. You're a piece of shit, Vince.
So 13 years later, Shelly, and I remember her. She's preparing. She's on this date with this guy who only speaks in third person, Jason. And
I loved him.
At first, I was like, "Who's Jason?" And then I realized I was like, "Oh, he's just talking about himself." He's like, "Jason likes this."
Did you love him too?
Yeah, I thought he
loved
was
him,
awesome.
yeah.
I thought he was like the best. And so Shelly's on this date, and Shelly's like, "I'm gonna skip dessert," and Jason's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, let's get the check." He's like, "Okay, you had," and he wants to split.
He
the check
breaks
with her.
down. Yeah, you
Yeah.
had the crab.
Once
you
he
had
realized it wasn't going anywhere, he was like, "Oh,
Once he realized he wasn't going to get laid,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
like,
kinda like-
okay, you have to pay your fair share.
Yeah,
Which, again, that's how it should go, guys.
silent. Shit.
I don't know much, but that's what I know.
You know what's like a really interesting fact? I looked this up on IMDb. That actor,
Yeah,
Jason, right? That's his name.
Jason. Yeah,
He actually won an award for most fucked up face.
Jason Marquette.
I was going to say, he does a blank stare that is
Chilling?
terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. I don't know
That
how
guy's like one date away from date rape.
they weren't trying to make him scary, but he had a look on his face that if I were a female, I'd be like, no.
Oh, he had the whole package of just off-putting.
It's
Yeah.
how good was he?
He was great.
Awesome.
He was like a perfect casting choice. I think I
Yes.
said that while we were watching it. You just look at him and you're like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
look slimy, you act slimy, and you're also kind of threatening.
Yeah.
Like
It was-
just like
yeah.
you can just see that guy. You don't have to have any dialogue, and you know that date's
Fucking
not
perfect.
going anywhere.
Yeah, perfect.
And
Absolutely
it ends
perfect.
where he's like expecting a smooch.
Yes.
From Shelly.
Yes.
And
Oh wait, and then the finishing line before they cut to the next scene,
Yeah.
when he sees the bartender, it's
Yeah.
a nice top.
Nice top.
Jason likes your top.
Jason likes your top. If you refer to yourself in the third person, get your shit together.
You know what would have been awesome if he was like, Jason likes your top, and she's like, Amy says thank you, and then they stop and they slowly move to each other, and you see a little heart
And then the
over their
movie's
head,
over.
and then in the credits it just says Valentine.
I would have liked that movie. That would have been interesting.
I'm already writing a better film, guys.
Yes. And
That's what we do.
So the thing about Jason too, and him talking in the third person, he kind of does have a resemblance to the younger Jeremy Melton
Yeah,
kid.
that's what
'Cause-
they're doing.
Yeah, you could like there's like certain features that they definitely share, and so
He's a
at
red
fir-
herring.
Yeah, it's perfect casting, getting those two
Yeah.
because they do kind of look alike.
A little bit of a curly hair, thin face. Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
Really
like,
kind
if they
eyes.
wanted to
really
be
kind eyes.
really
Super
yeah.
if they wanted to
kind
be
guys.
smart about it, though, I don't think they would have made him such a specific kind of character because I
Yeah.
never suspected him.
Right.
Like when I
right.
saw him, I was never like, that guy is the killer because he was too specifically weird.
I just
agree.
want to say that I suspected the killer from the beginning.
Oh,
Like,
why?
I knew
because
when-
the movie throws it at your face.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
I gotcha. You got something to say over there, buddy?
No,
You got
I
something on your
did.
mind?
We'll get to it. There was
Okay.
a specific scene because you were talking about. You just said, "Oh, it was a really great red herring," and I'm like, not really, because like they try really hard to make it. We'll get to that one particular scene at the art show.
Get there
Yeah.
now, baby.
Yeah.
Get there.
No,
No,
we'll
we
get
can't
there.
skip over EJ's notes. He
No, it's
dude,
so
you
much
spent
time.
your whole day writing that, so I don't want to skip
Yeah,
over.
you know
Make
what's
sure we
really
get-
sad? You had to write out the plots of Valentine.
I know. I do this for every movie.
I
I have to
know.
write out everything, and it's great.
Yeah, I bet.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, you're like a veteran in a lot of ways.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. I appreciate
I
it.
did my tour of Vietnam of Valentine.
I did a tour on Valentine. God damn it. So Shelly goes to the morgue to do some work, some prep for her final, and she hears a noise, so she
Wait, Shelley played by
Katherine Heigl.
the most unlikable person in all of Hollywood.
Apparently.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Allegedly.
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 She's labeled as
Difficult to work with.
hard to work with is her label.
I'm not buying that.
She's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but like
27 Dresses was delightful.
Yeah, I thought that was a great movie. 27
Citizen
Dresses.
Kane in its own way.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like it,
Yeah.
just like it.
Every
Same
so
film.
often, I pull up a.
No, keep going, dude. Don't stop.
Yeah, open up. Let me know what's going on in you.
Well, we're here to talk about Valentine and not 27 Dresses, but
Oh no, we're
Since-
here.
since we
Talk
brought
about
On the next
Captain
episode of
Hagel.
Frequels, 27 dresses.
yeah, I have an affinity for that movie. I think it's great. I think every once in a while I pull up a chair and pop some popcorn and just cry.
While watching 27 Dresses.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't need a movie to do that. Just start crying.
Just cry. In
Just
the
think about
corner.
my life.
Yeah. No, so we see Shelly, she's in this, in the morgue and she hears this noise. So she runs into a classmate while she's like looking around. And then she finds an envelope addressed to her. So she opens it and it basically is like, yeah, you're going to get your neck cut open.
which was a cool card. Who doesn't like a pop-up card?
Yeah, I thought it was very beautifully detailed.
I like a serial killer who's into arts and crafts.
And this one is into arts
You know
and
what I mean?
crafts.
No, I feel you.
I like to picture him in the mask making those cards, just sitting there with like scissors and
just
construction
listening to
paper.
some like really poppy music.
Yeah, like trying to think of what the rhyme's gonna be.
It's The Cure. Friday I'm in love.
Roses are red,
Yeah.
violets are blue.
I don't care what
Roadkill
people
is
say.
dead, and so are you. We'll roll with that.
This is good
What rhymes
stuff.
with stab? Grab.
grab?
Oh,
So-
I love being a killer. It's rewarding in its own way.
So so Shelly gets this card and she's reading it, and then she returns to the lab and she's about to dissect what was the name of the dead body? Chad? I think it was
Clancy.
Yeah, Chad Clancy. And she's
Clancy
about to
Perfect.
cut it open, and that's when she realizes it's actually the Cupid killer that's
You
like
feel
laying-
she's about to cut in, and then as she puts the knife, or the scalpel I should say, to the skin,
Yeah.
there's a breath that is taken and the stomach rises, and you know that whoever's on the table is alive.
So, does that mean that our Cupid killer took his clothes off, got under the blanket or the sheet, and then had to redress to chase her?
I had the same question when watching that.
All right.
Yeah.
I've said this before and I'll say it again.
I know.
If you guys don't
stop
stop
thinking.
applying logic to these fucking movies, you're not going to enjoy them.
Hey, one thing though, I do commend this movie for not doing what I thought they were going to do for half a second.
The hide in the drawer.
No, like
I thought they were going to hide in a
I
drawer
thought
thing.
that the like a boyfriend was going to be under the sheet. And she was gonna like go to like cut it, and he jumps up and he's like, "Babe, we're supposed to meet for Valentine's Day dinner." I thought they were gonna do that kind of nonsense.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'd have preferred that.
I get it, like the idea. It is jarring if you're like about to operate on a dead body and it moves suddenly. I totally get it. It's a great jump scare, but I don't know if it was like appropriate for like this movie.
This whole
know
movie
what I mean?
had too many assumed jump scares, or what am I going for?
Predictable.
Predictable jump scares.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I thought you
Thank
were
you.
pulling from your own life there for a second. Because like I
Yeah.
get like it's really startling to see someone start breathing when they're. I'm like, Beach, what's going on?
Well, no, I did work in a cemetery, and I could just imagine if like a coffin started moving, I would be like,
Wait a fucking second. You worked in a cemetery?
over like a summer for my church.
Back the fuck
Yeah,
up.
it was
Wait,
awesome.
what?
It was actually one of my favorite jobs ever. I just
Give
had to
me a
cut
year.
grass and stuff. This was like 2013, 14.
Did you clean like headstones or what?
Yeah, no,
was the
yeah.
deal?
I would cut all the grass and then weed whack. I would just be listening to music, and then I didn't have to dig graves because they have like a excavating
should
kind of
have.
machine. Unless it was like for
Unless
like,
they really needed
ashes
you to do
or smaller skill things. But yeah, that's about it.
I
It
mean,
was
what better on the resume for a horror show podcast
Yeah.
than I worked in. Well, no, you work in healthcare, so no. Working in a cemetery is pretty good though.
It was awesome. It was definitely my favorite, and it was right around when I was doing the Scottish play because that's where those shields a lot of there was like bamboo that was growing off to the side, so that's where we got all that from.
Oh, you stole them from graves?
I just stole it from no, it was
neat.
like this weird overgrowth that was happening off into the woods.
Ladies and gentlemen, he was stealing from graves.
This is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
The fact that you worked in a cemetery is awesome.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
Honestly, it was, like I said, one of my favorite jobs.
Can I tell you how he got fired? It was in the paper.
I think I know.
There was a table, and he was setting up corpses and having tea time. Not okay.
I didn't have a lot of friends at the time,
You had friends.
but I
made
loved tea.
You had friends, and you knew better. But let's move on because
No,
someone I knew was in that little group.
yes. So
Family member.
So, no, I get the idea. Like, if something like that
you get
happened,
it?
I would be like, whoa, like totally startled by if anything moved. I don't know.
Wow, I'm Jesus.
So I get the idea of the scare that they were going for, but I don't think it was like good for a slasher film. You know what I mean?
It didn't mount to what you expected. Your expectations weren't met. I get
Right?
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
because if you really logically think about it, he had to
I
strip down.
don't. To be
naked.
fair, I don't logically think about any of this.
And
But
wait,
go ahead.
also, not only did he strip down, but he also put some makeup on the stomach
Yeah,
to make him look like a corpse.
yeah.
You know,
a little
just-
bit whiter,
doesn't-
a little bit dark. Yeah, I get a
Yeah.
little bit more pale. I get it. Yeah.
If this is a ship, there are so many holes that it's going down.
And like, where did he hang his outfit? Or like, do you think he just threw it in the corner, or did he actually have like a wardrobe that he?
Can
you imagine when-
like a hanger? He's like,
Could you imagine when she's in the hallway getting
quick before.
when she's in the hallway getting the car? Can you imagine him? He's just like, hey, his clothes up real fast,
he's like wiggling out
the
of the
mask
pants.
off, throws it across the room.
I imagine he had to like practice that whole because he had to time that perfectly, right?
Yeah.
To get all the clothes.
He like timed himself like getting dressed.
He's got like a little stopwatch.
Yeah.
20 seconds.
He's like, I have 4 more years to prepare for this. He's just training every day. It's like Silent Night when how he has that huge training montage and he's crossing off the calendar.
It would have been really funny, like if he got so close, he was almost there, right? He was like, all right, I almost beat my goal, and then like he puts the mask on, it's sideways, it's not on properly, so it looks so stupid. You can see half his face.
Or like
Oh,
when she walks in just as the sheet comes down, so she like sees him lay back. She's like, "The fuck?" Just
going
like
on,
shuts the door and just leaves.
Yeah.
It's like shit.
Shit.
I said to myself, have a cheat day on Saturday. You don't have to practice. You've worked hard enough. So what happens?
Saturday
You
made
cut
it
corners.
all.
This is where it goes.
Yeah. But no, I
Just my face.
So we have where Shelley returns to the lab. This all happens, and she tries to get away, and she ends up going to like another part of the morgue where all these dead bodies are in body bags, and she decides to hide in one. And this is a cool sequence, I thought. Where he's like checking each body bag.
Yeah, there are 12. I believe I counted 12 body bags. You'll never guess which one she's in.
The last one.
Oh.
Damn.
For the
damn
record,
it, you guessed it right away.
It
Part,
was a cool sequence, though.
The
I
one thing
liked
that
it.
bugged me about it was that, when I kill people, when I chase people down, I just
No.
would never
Well-
think to look inside of a body
Yeah.
bag. I'm
Take
like,
us
why
through
did
your
he-
process.
Well, my process is a little different, and I'm probably not going to say it into the mic because I know this place is bugged. And
Hey,
you guys
it's-
act like it's
No,
not.
it's
You
all
guys are
good.
supposed to
I
be
know
my
the
friends.
I know the guy that
No.
edits these.
Yeah, just saying. I know what's going on. And I'm not going to admit anything into the mic. But what I will say is I definitely would not think to look for somebody inside of a body bag under any circumstances. And what a bad idea.
To hide in one of those?
To hide in one.
100%.
Yeah, because
I thought they were going to be in a drawer.
And you did the work for the coroners. You're taking some guy's job,
You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
lying in the body bag already. They're like, well, I can go home early.
Today's my cheat day. Today's my cheat day.
No, I got that now. I got that now. Fucking. All right. Hey, this is done.
Maybe
I got it.
Too much coffee tonight. I don't know.
But yeah, he's going through checking each of the body bags, and then he's just like, that's taking too much time, so I'm gonna just start stabbing them.
He gets through 3 bags of unzippering and is like, this is taking way too fucking long.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just stab.
Yeah. I wish she was winded from putting those clothes on real quick. I'm not opening these bags.
That's enough.
Stabbing it.
He's just going from body to body stabbing. And then the last one, he's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to unzip this one. And he's like, oh, I made the right call. And then he
unzippers 2, stabs 6, and then the last one, I got it. I know what's
Are there
in here.
cadavers in those bags that we were?
Yeah.
Okay, so where's the one?
In the bag that she was in?
Yeah, did she have to like
Fucking throw it over her shoulder.
like how much? I don't understand.
That's a good point. Where did that other body go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
Was
see
she
it
just
in
like cuddling with it in there?
Yeah, she was laying on top of it. So he's like, no shit, she's in here.
There was like a model. Because you know, like, do you remember at the beginning how she was like gonna cut the body and then she was kind of like uncomfortable by it?
Yeah.
Well, what if at that moment he opens up the body bag and she's cuddling with the corpse? And then didn't you hear a voiceover and she's like, and that's how I learned how to stop being afraid of dead bodies. Hey, if you can't beat them, join them.
What if, to play on top of that, what if you heard a narration come and she's like, that's how I met your father? The brand new sitcom coming to CBS this.
How I slashed your mother.
How I slashed your mother.
So he slices her throat and then just cuts over to other characters.
I do, and I just want to mention it. I love the hose that is connected to the table and the body bag as
Like
he
the blood
walks
drains
away,
out.
the blood flowing into that. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I did like that a lot. I think that
I knew you
whole opening
would.
sequence was good.
Yeah.
Like that with her.
It wasn't too much.
And then I feel like after that, that's when the takes a huge nosedive.
That's when it all hits the fan.
No, it's fun because after that point, we actually meet the cast.
Yeah.
And it's a real who's who of who cares.
Yes.
I was going to say it's a real who's who of 2002
One.
TV.
Yeah.
2001 TV.
So it's a real who's who of who we could get.
Wait, I'm going to get to it. I don't care if I fucking skip ahead. I really don't care. There's a line in this movie at the end. I think it's towards at the end when they're talking about the guy who is so dreamy and I love him.
David Boreanaz.
Where he goes, I know he's no angel.
I have it in my notes.
Okay, never mind. Skip past it.
ahead.
Everybody ignore it.
We'll go.
Lori, edit this out. Or don't. I don't care.
You have been edited.
So, meanwhile, Paige, who is Denise Richards.
I lost my shit, by the way, for that. But go ahead.
And Kate, who is Marley Shelton, they're talking about blind dating, speed dating, and Kate's ex, Adam, who is played by the beautiful...
David Boreanaz.
Yep. And so
dreamy.
He's got a great jawline.
he's a promising young
Great
man.
jawline.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's fair to be that good looking.
Sorry, AJ.
It's okay. He understands.
Yeah, no, I get it.
He's just a level below him. I don't understand how you're that good looking. He probably smells fantastic too, right?
What do you think he smells like? Cedarwood?
Jakar Noir.
Like an angel.
Jesus Christ. He
You
smells
missed
like
my
an
joke.
angel. No, I got it too. I got all of them. You gotta wait. You gotta space them out.
It's too much.
But then
Embarrassment of riches over here.
But then he's that beautiful, and then he gets into a convertible Ford Mustang, like a 1967 Mustang.
With
It's
the
just-
best parking.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get there yet.
At the
He's
funeral.
parked inside of the funeral.
It's just not fair
Right.
for all of us other humans to live the way that we live, knowing that he lives his life that
He's
way.
parked over the grave.
He's on top of. He's on top of several.
He's on top of the burial plot of Shelley.
It's so funny if they're all just sitting there like looking at
Dearly beloved.
he just rolls into the shot.
Oh my god!
Right over her grave.
He like throws his keys to somebody.
And they just grab him and hold him. Like, what am I gonna?
No, there's a guy. He's like, yeah, where do you want me to park it?
It's like a valet there. Don't touch my bottle of booze.
Yeah.
Was it EJ? Were you working in the cemetery? In
I was
2020?
there.
That was
that
you?
day.
Was that
I
you?
was there.
You were
I'm
there?
set.
Okay,
And I was
good.
like, I was the one that dug the plot that day.
And you were like, he's so good looking.
He's
I
great.
can't
I would
EJ,
park
did
his
you
car.
park wherever you want.
Did they consult with you?
Yeah, they're like, would someone drive over a great plot and park there?
No.
I said, yes.
No,
yeah.
were you the consultant on the set?
Oh yeah, I was the consultant for that scene, for him driving.
Because you
Yeah.
had real life experience.
I had real life, experience of
authentic.
working
Yeah, that's
in
great.
a cemetery.
Except EJ
And
didn't know
parking.
that they were. EJ didn't actually know they were making a movie. There's like a deleted scene where he's like, "Oh, you guys making a movie over here?" I'm like, well, this guy's weird. Let's ask him stuff.
So, yeah, and I just was like, yeah. I just walk up like Adam Sandler, like, oh yeah, that's where you do it. That's where you park. Hey, that's what I know. That's what you do. But, okay, so anyways, meanwhile, they're talking about dating and Adam, and we know he's a promising young man with an alcohol problem. You know,
Like most of us, we get
Yep.
that. Yeah.
but Kate agrees to do the speed dating. We're the best gentlemen the universe has to offer are all here. We have a Mayflower descendant, a 49er fan, just this one really weird man.
He's very quiet, right? He shows up at the end, right?
Yeah, he shows up at the end.
At the party when she's walking down the steps, he's at the end of the steps, right?
Right, yeah. He's
Yeah,
at the
I
party.
love that he was there. She
And
invited
he
him.
he almost hooks up with Denise Richards.
Yeah,
and
he
stuff.
invited. Yeah, I like that.
So we see that when they're about to leave, they get a call about Shelley. And so at the funeral, Adam, who just parked his car over Shelley's plot,
graves.
and Kate, they start to reconnect, but she finds a bottle of alcohol in the front seat. So Kate is a little off put by it because she's like, they brought up before, you know, he's a promising young man with an alcohol problem.
Yeah. And just so you know, if you drink tequila and that's your drink, you're a piece of shit. Go ahead, move on.
Well,
Yeah.
I did write a line down for the movie. It jumped out at me. He says, I haven't touched a drop in 3 weeks. I'm into crack now.
I got the first. I think I missed the last part. But
Oh, wait,
okay.
here's my next note. Angel got some good parking, like it was right over her grave. There it is.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect. But yeah, he's like, I'm on angel dust now. See that one?
Oh, fuck you. Oh, God.
3 weeks, man.
Oh, just so good.
Yeah, Kate is a little off-put by the bottle of alcohol, and then he's like, yeah, but I haven't touched a drop of alcohol in like 3 weeks. And then he drives off and he's guzzling down the bottle.
Throws it into her grave.
Throws it out the window behind him.
And it lands perfectly in her grave. You just see like the hole in the ground in the bottom of the tank. You hear prick. He's like, Jordan, and he just like tosses it back.
Kobe.
So
Holy shit.
Kate's okay. So Kate's friends come over, and Lily is in disbelief that Shelley's gone. And so a detective comes over, and he's asking some questions, asking if they know Jason Marquette.
Wait, time out. Who's the detective? Do we have a name on him? That's okay.
don't-
You don't have to. But
Yeah, I don't think
if you watch this movie, he plays the same character in anything that he's ever been in.
Just a detective.
Just a detective
Sleazy
who's a scumbag. A sleazy. If you looked up his IMDb, he doesn't even have a name. It just says sleazy detective. That's all it says.
We couldn't get Ed Harris.
Who do we got? Oh, that real sleazy guy. Oh, he's a great sleazy detective. Let's get him in here.
Is Ed Harris available? No.
Get sleazy guy.
Sleazy.
A sleazy detective. He's
It's
available.
like, guys, my name isn't sleazy.
Shut up, sleazy.
That's classic sleazy.
Classic sleazy detective.
I'm not a seven dwarf. I'm just like I'm a person. I have a name. No, you're sleazy. Okay. He gets fucking Doc and I get sleazy.
The dwarfs that no one calls.
Yeah.
7 dwarfs.
Oh my gosh.
No, there's there was 8 of us.
Yeah, there was 8 of us, but I got kicked out of the.
Where's the 8th guy? I don't want to talk to him.
Yeah. He's sleazy.
He's real sleazy. He's always cutting his toenails at the dinner table.
He's like, my full name's Sleazeball. God, come on.
Sleazy.
So he drives off, and then so this detective comes over and he's asking a bunch of questions. He's like, "Oh, do you guys know Jason Marquette?" And this is the Jason that speaks in the third person. And he was like, "Yeah, he was with her the night she went missing, and he's now missing as well." Which I was like, is that coming back for some reason?
But then how does he show up later? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's like a weird thing that they just like threw in there that has like no payoff.
Yeah, don't look for the plot holes. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So
this
then
is what you call a first draft.
Yes.
First
yes,
draft.
it is. Yeah. Then we cut over to Dorothy, and she's coming home, and and she also gets a Valentine card, with a nice message inside, and then we meet her friend from gym class or whatever, like her.
Kmart Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah. And talk about bad acting. I feel like his performance is like the probably worst in this movie. I thought his acting was just not like, I don't know. I thought it was a little subpar. Not to rag on him.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He seemed like a TV actor.
Yeah.
You know?
It was real hammy.
Yeah. I was going to use the word hammy, then I restrained myself.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Hey,
you fist pump.
You guys use the word hammy as often as you want. It's okay. I'm fine with that.
Like he's hammy.
Well,
Yeah.
Not to mention, you can
cut
edit
that.
it out whenever you want.
True.
putting like beeps like we're swearing.
Yeah.
Wait, did I tell you my idea for that?
What?
No, never mind.
No,
I told you about that.
So we meet Campbell. He's like this leather jacket guy who asks Dorothy.
Leather jacket. That just says in the script. A leather jacket wearing type.
Yeah, he's like, I could do this. So he's like, hey, do you mind if I could crash here? I had this roommate,
Campbell,
who didn't pay for half of the rent.
This is Campbell, right?
Yeah, this is Campbell.
Which
That's
is
his
played
name.
by what's his name from? Oh my god.
That guy had a name?
Yeah, he had a name, and he was in He was in a superhero movie, right? No.
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Not after
I
this.
don't recognize
All right,
this guy. at
I'm
all.
gonna go fucking. I'm gonna go
Real
Black
quick.
Hawk Down, and I'm gonna look
so
it up.
Campbell and Dorothy are talking, right?
Yes.
I wanted you guys to, at some point in your life, go back and just watch that scene. Because I swear to God, it's like Dorothy didn't know where her eye line was. So she just went everywhere.
I saw that.
She
I
was
know
like
exactly.
looking all around his face. I don't know what that was.
I know what you're talking about, and I remember that. I was like, "What is she fucking looking at?"
It's just like, did someone not tell her where her
she have a
eye line
lazy
was?
eye.
She was like a cat, the red laser.
Well,
She got distracted.
yeah. Well, he had the acting abilities of a tennis ball, which is often used for CGI. That's why.
Dude, I like to think that like this podcast is gonna post, and that actor is gonna be like, "Oh wow, someone really they're throwing some love to my movie." Didn't you say that? Single tear rolls down his face.
Oh no.
The
I'm
acting
sorry.
ability
I'm
of
sorry,
a tennis ball is probably one of the greatest lines uttered on this podcast.
Oh, I feel bad. I'm sorry,
Tennis
Mister
ball.
Sorry, Mr.
Campbell. Oh, his name is it's Christian. Sorry, buddy. So yeah, he's like, oh, my roommate. I came back and all my stuff was thrown out on the ground. He's like, my CDs, my skis, my tapes, all missing. I'm like, well, that's not all. Like, that's half your stuff that you just listed that's missing. But you're like, I came home and everything was on the street. So, anyways, he's like, do you mind if I hang out here and stay for a little while? And Dorothy's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. You know, we have a guest room. Just make yourself at home. And then we meet Dorothy's father and mother-in-law, and they have nothing else to do with the rest of this movie.
I was gonna say they come in for like a scene.
Right.
What
You know?
were they doing? Was he chasing her up the stairs?
Yeah, I thought it was an assault. You know, like for a second there, I was like, "What did she just walk in on?" She walked in on a different horror
Were
film.
they on recess? Like they were on recess in the playground or something.
Yeah.
Who does that?
I know. It was just a really unnecessary scene. Like, you imagine reading for that, and you're like, "Oh, I play the father," and like the majority of this stuff is going to happen in my house, and then they're like, "Yeah, but you only have this one scene." He's like, "What's my motivation?"
Just be a
you're just in
jackass.
the scene.
You're like a caveman.
yeah.
Can you be a douchebag?
Can you act like a caveman?
Can I just point out that Daniel Cosgrove is the actor who played Campbell, and
yeah,
Oh, isn't he up for an Oscar this year?
no, he was not.
Best supporting tennis ball.
Sorry. No, but
Oh, that's good. Let it
what's
sit.
some of his acting credits?
His number one, National Lampoon, Van Wilder. He was the guy that shit in a trash can.
Oh,
What a career!
that's. Why isn't he up for an Oscar? So over at Kate's nice, humble apartment.
Wait, real quick, just before we move on from
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the mom. She says something like, she calls her like a mail order bride or something.
From hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to comment on how terrible that line is. That just sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then the dad's like, she's not a mail order bride. She's a hooker. Long way to go to get to that joke.
There's a difference.
He's like, Dorothy, did you ever see Pretty Woman? I'm trying to clean her act up.
This is a pretty-ish woman.
Pretty-ish woman. So, just let me live this out, all right? I'm trying to work on my Richard Gere look right now. I'm trying to live this life. And Dorothy's like, yeah, whatever, Dad. Just get out of here.
You have billions of dollars, Dad. You don't gotta try that hard.
So, over at Kate's humble apartment, her water stops working.
Wait. Did you just refer to her apartment as humble?
Yeah, it's a very...
No. Where do they live? Nothing about this
Oh,
movie is
no,
humble.
not Dorothy's mansion.
Okay, there you
Kate's,
go. Okay.
Kate's like supposed to be like the humble...
Yeah,
you
but
know.
even her apartment cost thousands of
Yeah.
dollars.
Oh, yeah, it would be. So she's trying to wash her hair, so she ends up washing it in the toilet.
All right.
I was waiting for it to explode, like Harry from Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
Joe Pesci.
Friggin'.
I really was. I was waiting for it to explode.
Harry. You just see a flash from the outside. But she washes her hair in the toilet.
I'd like to point out that
yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but there's the toilet bowl, but then there's the tank. The tank has clean water, okay?
Right.
Water that hasn't touched shit or piss or anything like that. She could have used that, but she went directly to the bowl where she relieves herself
I'm
into.
gonna explain this to you, what happened here.
How?
This is not in the script. This is like a creepy producer's kink.
Oh.
You know? He's like, stick her in the toilet.
Stick her head in the toilet. And then we're going to have 23 shots of feet. But go ahead.
We're gonna need like $2 million, and we're wondering if you could produce this film for us. Yeah, there's one stipulation.
She has to.
I want her head in
By
a shitter.
any means necessary, I want her head in the shitter. Right in there.
So, but yeah, no. So, Kate.
We're gonna have to work that into the script somehow.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Because you know what's weird? You could take that scene out of the movie. It changes nothing. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, well, do we ever go back to the fact that her water was turned off?
No,
Did that
it's
have
useless.
something to do with the
No,
killer?
Useless.
Right.
She sticks her head in the toilet, and then what? The movie continues on.
Yes.
That's it.
Because now she hears a noise, and so she's like, I'm going to go inspect this noise in the hallway. So she walks out into the hallway of this apartment building, and she finds the mask in the elevator door. And then she turns around and she meets her weird neighbor, Gary.
That guy was great.
He was awesome. Yeah, he was like...
Yeah.
I feel like
I can
he would-
relate. I can relate to him.
Yeah.
I feel that.
loved to rhyme everything
Yeah.
that he had. He was very Shakespearean.
Kate, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy could rhyme anything with Kate. It was
Yes.
amazing.
He was so good at it.
Yeah.
And we'll see him later on too. But so she's like, oh, and she gets a little creeped out by the neighbors, so she just runs back to the inside of her apartment. So meanwhile, Lillian Page, Denise Richards.
Oh, was that her?
Yes.
She was in this. Okay.
She was in
I didn't
this.
know. Okay, go ahead. I didn't
They're
know
watching videos of Lance, who's like a possible suitor for Lily,
This. Yes.
who ends up having a boyfriend in like 3 more scenes. And do they mention
Oh,
the
no, it's
artist?
just, it's
Like,
really confusing. Don't.
Yeah.
Again, we say this all the time on Frequels. Stop applying logic to any of these movies.
I would like to say one thing about that apartment. One thing.
What?
yes.
I saw a box of Captain Crunch, and I started thinking that Captain Crunch probably did more slashing to the roof of a mouth than the killer did in this entire movie.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably.
You ever eat Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
It's
I'm with you.
delicious but deadly.
Peanut butter Captain Crunch. It's like
No, I'm talking about like the regular Captain
Oh no,
Crunch.
I feel you.
You like it's delicious, but you spit out a mouthful of blood.
Yeah.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's a myth, man.
I looked at EJ and there was nothing there.
My eyes were
Cold.
just empty. Black. I just went full tennis ball.
It was like a Manchurian candidate kind of thing. It's a Captain Crunch and
Yes.
it's just someone else.
Don't mention Kevin ever like
You know
that.
what's weird? I think on a previous episode I made a Captain Crunch joke and you got just as hostile.
Well, Captain Crunch peanut butter is my favorite cereal of all time. You know, so
All right.
I just
After
had
he
to
was
put
a
that out
grave
there.
digger, he also worked for General Mills.
All right, really quick. Let's do this. We're here. Favorite cereal. Go.
Yeah, it's peanut butter Captain Crunch.
All right, I'm gonna go with Cocoa Pebbles.
I like a box of cornflakes.
King Vitamin.
All right, yeah. All right,
Kabooms.
yeah. So, as you're watching this video of Lance, who comes off like a possible good suitor, there's a buzz at
No,
the
he
door.
didn't. He didn't come off.
You don't think so?
No.
I thought he was like, oh, I'm under 6 foot or whatever
6 foot ish.
ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when she was like, oh, that's like a no deal
Yeah.
for me.
So just I'm gonna throw this out here to all you women. Only like 10% of the population is over 6 foot. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, no. So there's a buzz at the door.
I'm just saying you're limiting your access to men if you
Right.
only date guys over 6'4". It's a very small population in this country, at least.
and
yeah.
And what a
Lily's
deal
on it.
breaker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, man.
I'm really glad this movie took the time to make these girls likable.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Judgmental. They're cold.
Like, so Kate is the only one that they're really pushing as likable in this. Even Shelley is kind of likable, but everyone else, not
They're like
the
awful.
greatest. Yeah.
Denise Richards' character is passive throughout the entire movie. Like,
yeah.
they try to make her sexy, and like she is so unlikable in this. Like, how could anyone possibly think she's? But anyway, keep going.
Yeah, no. So they get this buzz at the door. They open it up and they find Valentine with a box of chocolates, and they're like, "JM, who could that be?" And then Lily takes a bite out of one of the chocolates, and there's maggots inside.
One
And
of
she's-
Gertrude Hawk's less successful promotions.
Yes,
I
and-
remember that year when they tried to push that. It didn't work.
Hmm.
It was too squishy.
Maggot munchies did not go over well.
Yeah. I think smidgens, you meant. Maggot-filled smidgens. There's peanut butter.
There's caramel.
Regular milk chocolate.
There's
and
almonds,
maggot.
and then they have maggot. It didn't work. Who'd have thought?
Maggot smidgens, who knew?
Yeah.
So as soon as that, she takes a bite, she drops it on the ground and screams. And
This
then,
episode brought to you by Gertrude Hawk.
Yeah. So then they're trying to like mull over like who can JM be? It could be this person. No, I don't think so. And then finally, Denise Richards, Paige, she's like, "What about Jeremy Melton?" And she's like, "Who?"
Oh, you remember the guy we abused the shit out of mentally and physically in grade school? That kid that we tortured? Maybe he's the murderer. I don't know.
And they're like, yeah, whatever happened to him?
Well, we tortured him and we abused him, and no one knows what happened to him. So maybe he could be the killer. I don't know.
Could be that guy. So then...
His parents just beat him up a lot.
Yeah. So... Everyone took turns on that kid. Yeah. So Paige tells Kate about the maggots and stuff, and Kate is freaked out because she also found the mask. And Lily introduces Max, who's this artist, and they're at his like art gala.
I love Max.
Max is awesome.
Max is fantastic.
He's in
the
movie
art guy.
Yeah.
He's like the. Did you know that he was the prototype of Andrew Garfield?
I was gonna say like Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, he's like a prototype.
Yeah.
It wasn't
really
quite.
is.
It wasn't quite there yet. They had to tweak him.
Yeah. I love him. There's this movie I love from the 90s called Empire Records, and he was AJ in that movie.
Oh, that's right.
How dare you question me on Empire Records? But
Why, do you love
go
that
ahead.
movie too?
I love that movie.
I think it's like one of the...
Can we all celebrate Rex Manning Day?
Rex
Yes.
Manning Day?
Yeah. April 7th.
Wow.
I'm a huge...
That is a deep cut.
Huge fan. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very deep cut.
but
Why
yeah.
are these coins glued to the floor? But anyway, go ahead.
Right. So we see where Max, he meets Kate, and he's like, oh, hey, how are you? And then Lily's like, hey, you're with me. And this is a weird scene. But
Are you talking? We're talking about the girl undressing off camera while the other two are making out.
Yeah, that
Is that
comes
where
up
we're
later.
at? No.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
we're at the
okay, go
art
ahead.
gallery.
That
Go
needed
ahead.
more explanation.
No, it didn't. I knew exactly what was happening.
Yeah. And so
see.
then all the girls end up meeting Campbell, tennis ball, leather jacket guy, and they're all like, "Wow, he's pretty cute, Dorothy." And she's like, "Yeah, I met him at the gym. He's pretty cool. We met like a month ago."
What's his last name?
Soup.
She doesn't know his last name.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She never knows his last name.
Oh, sorry.
She lets this fucker move into her house, and she doesn't even know his last name.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like Cher.
Maybe.
Sting?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if Max met him and he's like, "I just want to do this beautiful painting of you, Campbell," and it's not going to be like Andy
I want you to
Warhol
meet my
at all.
friend Andy.
Yeah. It's not going to be like Andy Warhol at all. It's just you, Campbell, tennis ball. So Max introduced the exhibit, and he
Campbell.
Campbell, yeah. So he's like, "Okay, go ahead, check it out. Ladies on this side, men on that side." So Lily and Max are making out in the exhibit, and everyone, it's kind of like a weird maze of videos that are like extreme close-ups on like lips and eyes. And,
That's how they work the nudity into this movie.
yeah. And so Max and Lily are like making out in the exhibit, and she gets creeped out because this girl is watching them, and she's like
Enjoying
slowly,
it.
yeah, she's like enjoying it and like
She
kinda
knows what's
unbuttoning her top.
Enter player 3.
Yeah, and Max is like, so Lily stops and she's like, "What the hell is going on?" And Max is like, "Oh, you're not into this?" And
Not
I
in
asked
public.
I asked her to come along, and she's
I love
like,
how Max is so relaxed about it. I was like, dude, this is a Tuesday for me. You're not going to have this? Then, well, whatever. Let's move on.
See all my cool art videos?
You see them?
This is my life.
So much nudity.
Got Deftones playing. I'm edgy.
I'm edgy, man. But I would like to think that, AJ and Empire Records wanted to become an artist, and so maybe he changed his name to Max, and this is Max now.
He's so cool in this. I mean, I love him from beginning to end. He's just so
the
cool.
best. Yeah.
Guys, he also never lies about who and what he is.
Who he is or how he acts.
Yeah,
and,
he's just kind of like, this is me.
this is me. You
You
don't like
knew
it?
it.
Too fucking bad.
Yeah.
So she like shuts him down, and she's like, "I'm out of here." So she storms off, and she kind of gets lost in the exhibit, and that's when she is shot and taken out with arrows, and by the Cupid killer.
Why
And
does he have a bow and arrow? Why does he have access to that?
Yeah, he just does.
He just brought it with him?
Yeah, he was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go all Boromir on her and just shoot her with arrows.
Do you think security, like when he walked in with it, they're like,
Hey,
"What are you gonna do with that?"
is that a bow and arrow?
It's part of the exhibit.
Okay.
You know, it's like the people, they're all having sex. I'm Cupid. Do you
All right.
get what I'm saying?
All right, go ahead.
I
Move
just
on.
like,
got
no, that
back
sounds
from
sketchy.
I just got back from my archery class.
You did archery wearing a mask?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
You just don't understand art.
Yeah, you don't get art, man. So he lights her up, and she literally has like 4 or 5 arrows. in her.
There's 2, then there's the 3rd, then there's the 4th where she falls over the ledge.
Yeah, she basically has like a Boromir thing
plethora.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she ends up
Boromir.
she goes and like falls through this door and then over a railing, and then it's like this huge stairwell, and she falls to her death into like a dumpster.
I love.
She got Julius.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
There you go.
I was gonna say Shredder.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
I like that.
Ooh.
Oops. Yeah. Casey Jones when he like hits the
Dude,
thing.
oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. He straight up murdered Shredder. Like,
Violently.
yeah.
I feel like it's Raph. A little too much Raph.
A little too,
I love
a little too rough.
a little too Raph. I love when people are impaled in things and then they fall in a manner which impales them further.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you have something stuck in your chest, but you fall in a way that further protrudes the stabbing device into your body. I love that.
Like
I
Psycho
want
2.
So I was just gonna say that Psycho 2
Psycho
had that
2,
scene.
and then didn't we watch something where someone was killed on a staircase where like the spokes of the staircase?
Halloween Kills.
Thank you. I wouldn't have gotten that, but like they were
yeah.
impaled.
I'm sorry I did.
They were impaled, but they were impaled even further
Yeah.
by the weight of their own body. I love that. It's one of my things.
Vince,
I get off on that.
You
It's
love
okay.
it? You
I-
love it?
Yeah, you want to talk about it? Let's get into it.
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Vince is literally licking his lips right now. Come on, Snail.
Yeah. Jesus.
My mouth is dry. I have sleep
She
apnea.
just mashes it.
You will call her. So Kate and Adam
My
catch
mouth
up,
is dry.
and Adam's like, I want you back, but she's still kind of on the verge. She's like, I just want to wait a little bit because you are only like 3 weeks clean. I just want to make sure it's going to be longer than, you just get off the wagon and, do it again. So
And
it
I
makes
would-
sense for her.
And I just would have loved if he would have just said, "Why?"
Why? But why? Why?
Why?
Why?
Well, what is your reasoning? What is your reasoning behind this? Why?
And then at Paige's apartment, the detective is asking more about Shelley, and he shows them evidence further deepening their belief that it's Jeremy Melton. And the detective decides, he's like, oh, who's this Jeremy Melton? So they fill him in, and he's like, okay, I'll look more into him specifically. Afterwards, oh, by the way, at the art gallery, I kind of skipped over it, but we do see Jason Marquette, third person Jason.
Yes.
Briefly. He's just like
And
there and
looks
he's like staring at one of them and
Fucking
then
chaotic.
yeah.
Just like that's the killer. You
Yeah.
think?
No, absolutely not. I didn't even once think that. Because it didn't work for me. It was so stupid because in the beginning, it didn't. The way his personality was, the way they captured it in the beginning, it was. He was a sleazeball, right? And he was, ooh, hey. After she walked away, ooh, hey, Jason, whatever he said, I don't remember. But then in that scene, you're supposed to. He just stares. He would absolutely have gone over to them and been creepy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Oh,
he
yeah.
wasn't. He stood there. There was a fog machine.
And-
the light dimmed down a little bit. And we're supposed to believe that he was a. No.
Yeah.
See, what I struggle with is I find it hard to believe that guy would be in an art gallery.
Yeah.
Unless
Why
there
was
a,
he there?
Because there was a buffet.
That's the
Duh.
real crime.
That's why I go to art gallery.
What's the
Yeah.
password? Orgy.
Orgy. Yeah.
All right, so we're at the point now where let's, Mr. Renaldi, let's talk about this soundtrack because
Yeah.
during that scene,
Oh yeah.
There is one of my favorite songs. I wore the shirt. I've already taken it off. We have a Deftones song. It is RX Queen, which is fantastic. As soon as I heard it, I was like, fucking Matt Renaldi. I thought you picked this, but you didn't pick it. But it doesn't matter. So we have Rob Zombie, Disturbed, Static X, Linkin Park, Deftones, Orgy, Marilyn Manson, Soulfly, featuring Sean Ono Lennon. So we have a Beatles son in this thing. Then we have Filter, and then Beautiful Creatures. This soundtrack is fucking packed.
If you like that soundtrack, you're our age.
If you like that soundtrack, you are near the age of 40 or over the age of 40. It was
Your family will be grieving you soon.
So this came out in 2001, and I remember, and I think I've told this story before, my parents... Jesus Christ, I'm laughing in the background.
No.
I love that I could... You know what I listen to when I listen to these episodes? Is I'll be talking, and I could hear you two giggling in the background, and fucking, it just delights me. I'm absolutely delighted. Like, you would think, like, oh, they're laughing in the back. No, it makes me so happy.
No, it irritates me because it just distracts me because I can't focus.
Hey,
on
it's all good. All right, so 2000, I believe, Deftones' White Pony comes out, and then we have this thing on 2001. Disturbed, Marilyn Manson, Linkin Park, Deftones, Orgy. We grew up. This is our generation's music.
Yeah, for sure.
So we have also Rob Zombie, which, I don't know, maybe you should listen to the next episode too, because we have a very big Rob Zombie episode coming up.
Yeah,
Sorta,
Katherine
kinda.
Heigl again.
And Katherine Heigl again.
Yeah.
That chick.
You know, it's cool because during that time,
Weirdly.
Deftones were on a few soundtracks of like similar films, like Soul Survivors came out around this time. It was like a record video. Remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
What's this? The dude from American Beauty, Wes
Bentley?
Bentley.
Yeah.
I think he was in that movie, but Digital Bath is playing during the credits.
White Pony holds a special spot in my heart because
so does Around a Fur. For me.
it's one of those things where I've mentioned this before. My parents let me skip school to go buy White Pony, so when it came out, it was like magic to me because I remember sitting in the parking lot of Joe Nardone's Gallery of Sound, pressing play and hearing everything on. We owned a car. Reference Kevin. Hey Kevin, what's up? We owned a 1989 Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra. The car was not insured, but the sound system for the car was insured. Our car was insured for $1,000 because me and my brother had $1,000 worth of CD player, subwoofers, amplifiers in our trunk. So that whole thing like rang to me, and it was fantastic.
Nerd.
That's how dare you? Are you hitting me with a music nerd when you guys are movie nerds over here? But the whole thing, it's just like I feel like it's a sign of the times for us because like that whole album, that whole era, like holds a certain place for me, and just I just love that music and that whole scene.
I agree with you.
So
Nice.
you guys were just talking about the music of your generation. EJ, you and I grew up during the Great Depression.
Yes.
Wait,
What
how?
was on your harpsichord?
It was a lot of Cole Porter.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was
and
on your harpsichord? Okay, just so we got the harpsichord reference in.
A lot of
Okay,
Cole
good.
Porter.
glad
Ain't
you
that
got
a kick in the head?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's one of my favorite tracks.
I used to listen to that right
You're the
before I
top.
went to war and fought for our country.
Oh yeah. Cole Porter, what a guy, hell of a man.
Man, this episode went off the rails.
That's what we do.
They usually do. That's what we're here for.
Move
But
on.
no, I would say the music supervisor, all the money probably went into the soundtrack.
Yeah. That and David Aurora Borealis. What's his name? David Aurora or David Aurora Borealis. Got
Yeah.
it. I love
Yes.
Nailed it.
So afterwards, Dorothy comes clean about blaming Jeremy for attacking her, and that she made up the whole attack. But Paige is like, no, I really don't think Jeremy Melton did it. Like, that doesn't seem like...
It
he
doesn't
couldn't
track.
Yeah, he couldn't even get, like, math right, I think she said. So then Kate and starts to fill in...
Are serial killers known to be mathematicians?
Well, I mean, he had to know math to get that morgue scene right. He had to time
Just
it
counting
out.
them.
So then Kate starts to fill in Adam about the whole Jeremy Melton thing and theory, and he's like, you know what? Yeah, I'd buy it. That seems maybe logical, but you never know, you know? So then we go to the detective, and he pulls the file on Melton, and he starts to get like a little bit of the history post dance, and it's a bit of a doozy, but he believes he isn't sure about like the whereabouts now of where Jeremy Melton is. Like he's like, okay, we have up until a point, and then he kind of goes off.
And I like how, like, at certain points in the movie, it's like, we don't know where he is. We don't know what's going on or what is happening with this person.
Right. And so then the detective, he starts to ask the girls about, like, their love lives. And so Campbell...
personal, too, right?
Oh, super, yeah.
Unnecessary.
And Campbell, which is Dorothy's gym friend, he kind of looks super sus because Dorothy storms off after admitting she doesn't know his last name. She just met him like a month ago.
But she loves him.
And, and only knowing him...
How do you let someone move in your house without knowing their last name? But okay.
Yeah. And how did he even know where she lived? Like, I don't go
just
around
showed
telling
up.
people a
No, he
month
just
after
showed up.
meeting them. I
Well,
go,
he
hey,
wrote-
I live on... yeah.
He read the script.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there you go. So then the everyone's excused, but the detective is like, hey, Paige, why don't you stay back and let's talk about something. So she's like, sure. So it's like, so what's going on with the tension here? And she's like, what tension?
The tension between you and me over here.
The sexual
The
tension.
sexual tension.
And then,
Palpable.
yeah. And Paige is like, yeah, I'm not into this. Why don't you just take your hand off my leg and put it up your ass? And I was like, good for you, Paige.
Yeah.
That was like the first time I was like, okay, Paige is
all right.
It's all right. You know, she's not too bad.
It's all just like a facade with her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, fun fact, all the men in this movie were loosely based off Harvey Weinstein.
Man, I would believe it.
They're all a bunch of creepy perverts
Yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah.
Cartoon characters.
Cartoon characters, indeed.
Except maybe Max, who likes to have threesomes in his art gallery, right? I think he's the only one.
I mean, that's normal behavior. Right?
Yeah, that's normal. So the Cupid killer shows up at Kate's apartment, and the killer catches her neighbor Gary trying on her stockings, and then the Cupid killer picks up the
Beforehand,
iron.
he grabs the iron that is steaming and boiling off the iron board as he walks in.
And then boom, like hits him in the head, and then starts like just murdering him with an iron.
He hits him in the head with iron and then grabs his hair and then sizzles his face with the iron, which I love that. That's
That was
such a good scene.
Yeah, that was fun.
If you're
And-
going to torture someone, that's a good way to do it.
Sure.
Yeah. And then
That's the iron he was doing his suit with when he...
yeah. So then Kate comes back, and she's greeted outside by Adam, who is asking her for a date to Dorothy's Valentine party, setting up the third act of this film.
You
Because
should
this
put-
is the
you
first
should-
time they mentioned the party. at
Quotey
all.
fingers, EJ.
Yeah,
Third
act. But Kate agrees to go with him. So then Kate gets inside the apartment building, and she gets inside her apartment where Paige just pops out like a cheap scare kind of thing.
I hate that. It's bullshit.
Yeah, and Paige...
Lazy. Very lazy.
Yeah.
That moment or the film?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on. And Paige complains about the detective making passings at her. And that's
One of
when
my
Dorothy-
favorite lines in the movie. He put his hand on my thigh, and then he said, get your hand off my thigh." And he says to her, "Well, where should I put it?" And she says, "Why don't you shove it up your ass?"
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Awesome. Favorite Paige moment for sure.
Yeah. Even though she can't act. But anyway, keep
Yeah.
going.
So then, as
You leave
Paige,
Carmen alone.
She's just a beautiful face. That's all she is.
Starship Troopers is a true classic.
Never
Yes.
seen it.
It's one of the best.
I don't believe you.
It's
If she's in it, I can't believe you.
You leave her alone. She just wanted to.
Yeah, leave her
She
alone,
wanted to be. Leave her alone. Go on.
leave her alone. So Paige complains about the detective. But while they're hanging out, Dorothy calls complaining about how the police treated Campbell.
Dorth. Yes.
Yeah, Dorth. She's like, yeah, they brought him in, and they're just, you guys did it, right? You told them, like, to take Campbell in, and how I didn't know all this stuff about him. And I was like, well, in the last scene, you said all of this right in front of the detective. It's not like, I don't know.
And I also like how she's like, well, they asked him a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They're
Guys,
detectives. They're trying to detect.
First
Right.
draft.
Yeah. Like your friend,
draft.
Shelley, was murdered, and
Yeah.
you're like,
You don't
but
expect.
Campbell, though.
He doesn't like being asked questions.
Right.
You ask him
He
more
likes
than his
declarative
name.
statements.
That's it. That's what he's known for.
So a detective also, like, Vaughn is his name.
Yeah.
He calls,
Sleaze.
and he's like, hey, by the way, we picked up Jason Marquette, and we're going to ask him some questions now.
We have him. Don't
We
worry.
have 'em.
Everything that you're doing, just go on with it. Don't worry. We have Marquette. Don't worry about
We're
it.
roughing him up.
Yeah.
Right. And they don't even show Marquette at the station. So I think they had that guy for like a day, and they're like, okay.
They found him at the art gallery eating the buffet.
He's in the buffet.
He's still at the art gallery. He's just like, watch it.
He was carrying out a steam tray. We don't think this is your guy.
You guys have oysters or any kind of seafood here?
Strawberries. No. nothing.
So Dorothy, she feels bad and buys Campbell a watch, and they kind of hook up, I think. It's like really unclear.
It's weird.
Yeah,
It's a
It's
very
very
weird
weird.
scene. I thought for a second that it was going to come out that he was like homosexual. Do you know what I mean? Because he,
yeah,
like
I
I
got
thought
you.
he just couldn't like respond to her. Like
Yeah.
he was like a con artist, but he was also,
Yeah.
But no, it's just first draft.
yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah. Because he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, that never happens."
I have
and
a-
you're like, "What happens?" Yeah,
Yeah.
because they don't go into this at all anymore. So Campbell gives Dorothy a little Cupid necklace, and says he has to take off to a meeting, but we'll be back later for the party. So we see
He
Campbell.
assures her he'll be back before the party starts.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Which
and-
you know, when he says that, that ain't gonna fucking happen.
Yep. That's a
Not even
words
possible.
of a dead man right there. So we find Campbell.
Right?
He's
True.
just hanging out in the pool. He's taking a couple laps, and he's actually. This is when we find out he's a con artist, and he's reading off like
He's
her
going over
bank
social
statements.
security numbers of
Yeah.
his. Yeah.
As soon as he said the words, "I have a startup," I knew he was a con artist.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that's sort of like announcing it.
It's called Jugal.
new search engine called
JOOGLE. Yeah.
And so then he's like hanging out and he's doing this, and over the intercom Dorothy's like, hey, could you actually check the furnace because the hot water went out, you just have to like go down. And he's like, oh, perfect, now
Now I'm part of the fucking staff.
yeah. And
One of
from
my
here
favorite lines
on
of the
out,
movie, yeah.
Campbell says the word perfect about 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
He's like, perfect, look at this, perfect, and he just like
Stop.
that's all
Just
of his
stop.
dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
You know, it's interesting. He probably shouldn't say anything.
That would
What?
be
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's just like
Interesting.
he's just going
Yeah.
down to light the
perfect.
pilot.
Yeah,
But he's like narrating his journey
yes, yeah.
in a visual medium.
Do you okay? Here's actually a serious question. Do you think he was improvising so he could get more lines in there, and all he had was perfect?
Do you think like on his script? Do you think on his script there's like that little thing like on like the SATs where it's like this spot intentionally left blank?
And he just wrote in a big crayon. Perfect.
He just tried a few things.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna write my own script one day.
It's called perfect.
It's called Perfect.
Have you guys ever had to relight the pilot on a water heater? It's
No.
tricky as hell. I mean,
Yeah.
so I respected that. It only took him 2 tries, but he got there.
I don't wanna-
It's not easy to do.
I don't want to be this guy, but I'm gonna go for it. That basement did not match up with that house.
No, they had. I agree with you.
That was
I know
like
what
a
you're talking
farm basement, you know?
about. Yes. It's like brand new shit in a basement
She
that
lives
looks like
in-
it was from the 1800s.
Dorothy lives in Kane's Xanadu.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she's got this like 5-foot basement.
Yes, and I also like, I love a foreshadowing thing of the axe in what seemed to be a giant tree stump in the
Yeah.
basement. An axe thrown into it, just standing there stationary, and then when he goes down to light the pilot, it's there. But when he pops back up, it's no longer there.
That was good.
Why is that there?
The
Why
axe.
is there an axe in the basement? Why is there a giant piece of wood in the basement that the axe is stuck to? Why is any of that there? But let's not move. Yeah, let's get
That's
past
like
the logic
asking,
of it.
why would you bring a bow and arrow to an art gallery? You know what I mean?
Or think that they're gonna sell oysters at your buffet.
Right.
Fair enough.
Fair
I got
enough.
it. Yeah, okay.
So, but he does meet his perfect demise with an axe to
The back.
Yeah.
That's a good way. I've always, like, of all the ways I've wanted to kill people, that is my number one.
That's the way I want to go.
You too?
I think he should have been stabbed in the back because it would have summed up his character.
He
a little
essentially
bit. 'Cause
was
he is kind of like
with
a
an axe.
backstabber, right?
Yeah,
Still having a little clever.
He was stabbed in the back with an axe. Did
Well,
it have
like
to
I
be
mean,
a
like
knife?
I want like a blade.
You
know,
want
a
that.
knife. Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to feel the knife going all the way
Oh, yeah,
into
dude,
his...
it gets me out of bed in the morning.
Maybe piercing his heart. Maybe not. I don't know.
We don't know.
Maybe hitting a lung. Maybe he's going to drown. I don't know. Fair enough. I get it.
The joke is I kill people, but go on, EJ.
Yeah. So after the party, Adam shows up and he meets Kate and everyone. And Dorothy is pissed because Campbell still hasn't shown up to the party. And upstairs at the party, Paige is just doing Paige stuff. And she's about to like hook up with the guy she met at the speed dating.
I feel
and
like
she
she's her
ties him
own
up.
character. She does
Yeah.
whatever the fuck she wants in this movie.
Everybody does in that house.
yeah.
Everyone just does whatever
You're
they
kind
think.
of you're kind of right. Like
Yeah.
none of the characters have anything to do with what else is going on. They just kind of do their own thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt, remember I went to your last birthday party at your mom's house, and I just kind of hung out with you. Like I didn't like go up to your parents' bedroom and like lay in bed or like go into some old bedroom or something.
Did you
These
go in-
people just make themselves at home.
Did you go into the hot tub in his basement
I tried on his underwear.
next to the terrarium?
Yeah.
No, you did. Oh, you tried on his. Okay.
You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. Did you not go into my mom's bedroom?
I did.
I did.
It was weird.
Did you go? Did you open the second drawer?
I did.
And what did you find?
A lightsaber.
I'm going to tell you this right now, Matt. I want you to sleep tonight, so I'm going to withhold from you what I found in that second drawer. Move on, EJ.
I was there.
No. Let's. Stay.
He was in the drawer. I open the drawer and you're just like, hello.
You just slide it out. It's like, hey, man.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
We were a second away from an actual spit take. I thought you were actually. Gonna,
Oh, yeah, that was about to happen.
Oh, sorry.
Why were you in my mother's drawer?
Well, you asked.
Matt, you're too late for these questions. You're too late.
You got to keep on moving.
You asked what was in there.
How did you fit in there?
That's a secret for another show.
Do you like fold out like a suitcase or something?
Find out next week on Frequels how EJ fit
Do
in
you
the drawer.
remember Transformers? There was a little cassette tape. That's what I just did. I was like, and then that's how I did it. Moving on. So Paige,
Weird life we live. Weird life.
right? Weird life. So Paige and Courtney are over the whole party. They're like, oh, this sucks because everything's happening. This lady shows up who was like Campbell's friend at one point, who is like, oh, he screwed me over, and he's just.
She had showed up earlier in the movie and saying that, hey, he's a scam artist, and she
Yeah.
was not having it.
Right. And so Dorothy again is like,
So he presents to her a gift of a necklace, which is a cherub on a thing, and then when she shows up, she's like, "Hey, he stole that from me." I think.
yeah. And so this lady, she ends up going
Random ass
upstairs.
lady. Yeah.
again, like Rory said, she
Making
just
herself at home.
goes upstairs and is looking around, like snooping around, and then she comes across the Cupid killer. And the Cupid killer at this point, he's like taking the maid out.
Dragging the maid from the
Yeah.
house.
I loved that. I never see that in horror movies where somebody walks in on the killer not quite done with their deed.
Yeah, I actually did like that too. Yeah.
It's almost like in like Halloween, like when he's like setting up the bodies and stuff.
yeah.
Like I would love for someone just to walk in on that. Michael's just like,
It's kind of like,
oh shit,
Yeah.
oh shit.
just
Yeah. God damn it. I was done.
Can you like walk in again and act surprised? Is it too late for that?
Can you give me 2 minutes? Just 2 minutes.
Just 2.
I'm setting up the finale where everyone keeps finding the dead bodies, and you just walked in at the wrong time.
It'll really mean a lot to me if you look scared.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, if you think about it, if you go back and watch a lot of these the slasher films, like I thought about this a lot of times, of like how ridiculous, like the payoff is really cool, but if you actually think about it, like think about Halloween 6, right? And what was the shock jockey's name?
Barry Sims.
Barry Sims, right? Like,
You had that at the ready. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I appreciate it. My brain, I'm starting to get fried. We've been recording for so long, and I'm starting to lose steam.
7 minutes. It's not that long.
That's not a long time. 7 minutes. Oh my gosh. So I just like picture Michael trying to like throw Barry's corpse into the tree. Like I think about that stuff all the time. Or like in Friday the 13th
You know, there's
Part
probably
4.
a couple times where he wasn't successful. He's like throwing him up into the tree. He's like,
He didn't do it right.
Like the final chapter, like Crispin Glover, like in the doorway, like Jason trying to like hammer his like body up, and he keeps falling down. Like this thing, I don't know. It's all ridiculous to me
because
when
it's
you
like
think about it.
he has Crispin Glover like nailed
Yeah,
to the frame
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
so
yeah.
when he's hammering him in, he's probably like looking over to make sure no one hears him. He's like looking over his shoulder, like, oh shit, no one heard that. Okay, we're good.
No one heard it. But yeah, no, Michael in the first movie, like Halloween, sets up like all of Laurie's friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, one's in the closet. He's like, okay, all right, let me plan this out like Kevin McAllister right now. She sees Bob on the wall. She's going to fall back, and then boom, who's in there?
You know what would have been really funny if Laurie's just like, I'm not going to go next door. And then you just see Michael in the room, and he's just like waiting for her, and she never comes.
It's like I set it up perfectly.
It's like blueprints of it.
He's got everything laid out.
Oh, rolls over on the table. This is it. Don't get scared.
Like in the Hunt for Red October, where everything's on a map.
This is it. Don't get scared.
All right, this is a segment I like to call EJ and Rory laughing uncontrollably, and we can't get any
Sorry.
audio in, and they're almost back at the mic,
Kills me though.
and they're still going. We're still laughing.
This is it. Don't get scared.
I love it. This is it. Don't get. Take your time. It's all good. We're getting there.
When I cough, it's real.
Yeah. No, I know. All right, everybody at home, regroup yourself. It's okay.
Okay.
We got people stretching here. It's good.
Okay, we're back.
We're back. We're
We're
good.
not though, but I like it.
Yeah.
I love when you guys are that happy about something. I love it.
Now I'm gonna lose it again. Hold on. I gotta keep my composure. This is it. Don't be scared.
This is it. Don't be scared.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So
Rory is wiping tears out of his eyes from laughing so hard. EJ is coughing uncontrollably, and Matt is off microphone.
My glasses are foggy.
He's fogging up. He's fogged. Just dead audio. I love it.
Damn it.
They're still going.
alright, we're
No,
back.
it's palpable.
We're good.
All
We're
right,
good.
all right, let's regroup.
Okay.
Everybody, let's take a deep breath. Is
Okay.
everybody okay?
We're good. So
No,
Paige,
absorb this moment because
Yeah.
it's good. It's what do you call it? It's
calm
catharsis.
down.
It's
Yes.
good. It's good
Yeah.
for you to feel that way.
I blacked out.
That's good. I like
I
that.
almost did too.
You'll have that. It's good. I like it.
When Matt,
It's good for the soul.
I fucking lost. When Matt just brought up my phone, my glasses were fucked. I just pictured it's like
Fogging, like slowly.
it's like the Ghostbusters new trailer where the ice is
Just ever so slowly creeping over. I like it. Yeah.
Windshield wiper.
Where'd you get those cool comical glasses?
Oh man. So Paige.
Fucking mad. Off camera. It's so good. You're good. No. Keep going. I love it.
Okay, I'm set.
We're good.
Fucking don't cut any of that. Oh my god. Don't edit any of that out.
All right, so Paige takes a dip in the hot tub, and she also gets taken out by the Cupid killer. He locks her under the hot tub cover, and then he like starts to drill her with
Where
like, a
the
drill.
fuck did he get the drill from? Where was that?
I don't know.
Did he walk by it on his way there and he was like, that, I'm going to take that.
You know, I just watched Slumber Party Massacre 2. And
Hey,
I
you know
like
what?
the cut of his jib.
You know, like when he was like doing all that stuff. Did you find it weird that her last words were somehow this is less scary than being married to Charlie Sheen?
The one thing about Denise Richards, she always had foresight. I'll give her that. So he starts to like hit her with the drill a little bit.
And I just want to point out, like, it didn't seem like it'd be that hard for her to bust through those locks.
Right.
It's made of glass.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, who the fuck owns a hot tub that has a glass cover like that? No one. No one owns that.
Yeah.
And not to mention that he drilled through like 8 times, and then on like the 9th or 10th time, he finally hit her, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm done. I'm gonna give up now."
Yeah.
And then he fucking threw the thing in.
Yeah.
That
And
doesn't-
electrocutes her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
that's kind of funny. It's almost he's just like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Just throws it
I'm
in
done
there.
fucking around trying to drill
Yeah.
holes through this and
It's
try
got-
and kill you this way.
He's probably has work in the morning, and he's like, I still got like 5
It's
people to kill.
fucking- I have to get
fuck
home.
this, and throws the drill on.
He's like,
Still counts.
yeah.
It's 11 p.m. I'm only going to get so many hours of sleep. I better just pop this top off and throw the electronic device in.
Smart man.
Electrocute you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forward.
I get it.
And I just pictured Denise Richards like reading the script, and she's like, "Wow, this is a good way to go." This is.
Do you think she was like at any point any of these poor actresses were reading the script going, "Wow, this is a good role."
Yeah. This
Wow.
I relate to
Can you
Paige.
imagine? Wait, I'm sorry. Can you imagine like the behind the scenes featurettes when they're like, Valentine is like nothing you've ever seen before. It's scary. You just don't know who to trust because they all say shit like that.
Yeah. It's the scariest script I've ever read.
I imagine her being like super upset about it and like, this is going to be shit. And then every once in a while, she just pulls the check out of her pocket, looks at the number and goes, okay.
Yeah.
And then puts it back in her pocket and continues acting.
Denise, could you say this is the scariest movie you've ever seen?
This
This
is
is
absolutely
the
terrifying. And I was married to Charlie Sheen.
And I've seen shit.
Tiger blood that man had.
You know how many times I heard winning? So Dorothy accuses Adam, but Kate doesn't want to hear it. And then Dorothy is delusional on her prospects with Campbell. Still. Dorth, yeah.
Dorth.
And
Darth Vader.
she storms off, pissed at all of her friends because she always felt like the duff. You know what I mean?
She always felt like the last man out.
Yeah,
She always
the-
felt like the
duff, like the designated ugly fat friend.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real.
Explain that to me. Do that
That's-
again?
Yeah, and there was a movie.
Yeah, there's a movie called The Duff.
The Duff.
Yeah.
DUFM.
And FF. Duff.
Designated.
Ugly fat friend.
Oh,
Yeah. You know Mae Whitman?
I feel like you're targeting me right now.
No. Remember Anne
Stop looking at me that way.
from Arrested
Can you look at
Development?
someone else right now? Jesus Christ.
No. You remember
You're peering
Arrested
right through me.
Development? Did you watch Arrested Development?
Did I watch it? Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
You know Anne?
Yes.
Bland?
Yeah.
So Mae Whitman, she wrote the Duff.
Her?
Yeah, her.
Her.
Yeah, her.
Her?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wrote the Duff. And she was the star of the Duff and everything.
Really?
Yeah, it's a really good movie. Like, did you see it?
I haven't seen it.
She
Oh, okay.
was Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the
Yeah, I think she's
lesbian.
Right,
the
yeah,
lesbian-
she's like number 5.
number
I think?
5 or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, deep cuts
Yeah,
here.
number
only
5X.
only here on frequels.
Oh, freakles.
I'm a huge Mae Whitman fan. She was also the voice of Katara in Avatar.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Neato.
that's a thing.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? I'm learning about this now. 2024 February 13th.
Yeah.
Duff is a thing.
Yeah, so
Say it
Dorothy is like, I'm out of here. I'm sick of you guys. I was the Duff in our group of friends.
Okay.
You guys were all popular.
Designated un-
Blah, blah, blah. Was smart. She was cool. She was hot. And I was the Duff, basically.
Do you have any friends like these girls have friends with each other? Do you have anybody in your life like this?
These are my only friends that are in the room.
We're all here.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm kind of
No,
wondering if
honestly.
a couple of you might turn on me. What?
no.
Like, how toxic is that relationship?
Right, I only hang out with people that genuinely like my company. I don't.
Well, let's
wanna
not go that
that I hope I don't annoy. I don't know. Let's not go.
I
that
essentially screamed into the microphone right there.
far. But I feel like, I wouldn't hang out with someone that.
It's kind of these things where, like, when I watch these movies, like, sometimes when you make me watch these terrible, shitty movies, I sometimes think, like, some of this is so unrelatable to me because, like, how could you have people like this in your life and call them friends? It's kind of fucked up to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, there are certain horror movies where I'm like, none of these people would hang out.
Don't mention names. Do you have people in your life that are like that you have to hang out with, but you know they're super toxic?
No, I only like I genuinely just like hanging out with people that I know are open-minded and fun, and I know that genuinely
Because you're a normal human being.
Yeah.
I recommend this to everybody. In my life, whenever I would start to get the sense that somebody was like that, cut them out.
Cut them out of your life.
Yeah,
right?
because it's just like that's a weird energy that you don't need.
Do you have anybody like that with in your life that either has been introduced to you or a friend or anything like that you're just like, I don't know why I need to hang this person?
Yeah, all of you.
You shut your fucking mouth, man.
You shut your fucking mouth.
Wait, but am I that person? Why
No.
Like, why don't you call me? Like, that night I walked in here, I was surprised. Like, why didn't you invite me out to come for a burger? Dude, I live right here. Like, I'm yards away, man. I'm in that closet.
He's feet away in our storage closet. He lives there. He doesn't live in Scranton. He lives inside Three Jacks
It's not much.
in the
Was
storage
it
closet.
3 steps right
7.
there.
Matt,
you knock on the door.
7 at minimum.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I see you walking around the loincloth, I pretend I don't see you. I'm
Dude,
just saying.
There's plenty of drywall in there. Plenty of mustard packets.
I wait. Are you
Bash
saying
my
are you
headphones off
saying
the
you'd be
mic.
willing to share the mustard packets?
Absolutely.
Well, then I'll come in.
Plenty of mustard packets.
mustard packets?
No, mustard.
Yeah.
Mustard packets. Plenty of them. Okay. All right. So Kate runs from Adam, finding a dead Paige, along with some other corpses that are set up, and she rushes to Dorothy's
fucking
gun
perfect.
cabinet and arms herself. And the Cupid killer pops out, and they fall down the stairs. And
I want to go back to the mention of her father's gun in the gun cabinet fucking 20 minutes beforehand, and someone says to her, I believe the quote is, no, don't do that. That'll be dangerous. Like, we're not in danger already? You think introducing a gun into this situation is going to make things dangerous?
Did you find it weird that Campbell bought Dorothy a gun rack?
A gun rack. She doesn't even own a gun, let alone enough guns to necessitate a gun rack.
If you're not careful, Vince, I'm going to break up with you. We broke up months ago.
So there's a thing that happens on prequels a lot. One of us is gonna bring up Wayne's World or Spider-Man. It just happens.
Yeah.
It's true.
On our horror podcast.
Why do they come to me to die?
Why do they come to me to
Why
die?
do they come to me to die?
Go on.
So they both fall down to the down the stairs, and you can see like the Cupid killer seems like they're knocked out and a little out of it, and they go to get up, and then bang, 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 we see this Cupid killer just
a
shot
beautiful
to death.
angel shooting her.
Yeah. And so Adam runs down, and he goes to check under the mask, and who's there but Dorothy.
Dorth.
The D.
What a terrible nickname.
Yeah, Dorth.
Dorth.
And so Adam makes a phone call to the police, and they're on their way. And Adam and Kate wait for them to arrive.
And she thanks him for being her guardian angel.
Yeah. And
I love that.
and amidst the confusion of why would Dorothy do this, even though Dorothy just had that huge fight and blowout with like her and everything, we see that Kate is still like, why would she do this? It just doesn't make sense. And as she's like burying her head into the chest of Adam,
The beautiful chest
of Adam, we see a little blood drop onto her cheek, and then the running like
panning up to his face, and he's got a little bit of blood dripping down his nose, and then you see it all.
That wasn't any type of thing revealing him to be a killer. She literally hit him in the head with a wine bottle.
Yeah, she did.
With a champagne bottle. And those bottles are not to joke with.
We're to believe that Adam isn't who he says he is. It's actually Jeremy Melton the whole time.
And you'll find out all about it in the sequel.
So it was Adam the whole time, and he sets up Dorothy perfectly as the killer.
I guess.
I guess.
It kind of like worked out for him. So with that being said, that's the end of the movie. That's where it ends, where the killer actually gets away with it, and it's not a lot of times we see that. So I feel like that they swung for the fence and did try to do that.
I feel whenever that happens, they're essentially setting up for, hey, there's gonna be a sequel, whether you want it or not. We're gonna give you one,
right?
Because the killer is still at loose. Mm-hmm. Is that a trope? Is that a
Well,
is
I
that
feel
a
like
thing?
he tied up all the loose ends. Like he killed all the.
They did not tie up any loose ends.
They don't even really explain what happened very well.
They don't.
Yeah.
I feel they don't even know what loose ends are.
Hey, wait! If they did make a sequel, this one Valentine, the next one be Valentines, sort of like aliens.
Or would it be Valentine's Day month?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Had I gotten it out right away on original, yeah. Fair enough.
No, I would say like it definitely leaves off where it could be a sequel.
They always want to do that, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing that they
milk
do.
these franchises
For every penny that they're worth.
They definitely would want to, but I don't think it did really well. Yeah.
No, I don't think it did respectable numbers.
Oh,
Did it?
I'm on it.
Okay, yeah, because I'm kind of curious if it did well or not, because I feel like it was.
Now let's
no one
keep in
talked about it.
perspective.
Yeah,
We're going off slasher bucks.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
don't be like, oh, this isn't like Avatar: The Way of Water. We're looking at like dirt cheap
This made $1 billion.
90210 equipment and Buffy the Vampire Slayer sets. That's what we're looking at. How much did it make, Vince?
Titanic
I
and then
didn't get
this.
that. I'm almost there.
It opened the
It's
weekend.
a lot
of
harder to
Titanic.
find. Nah.
Well, while he's looking up stuff, Matthew, how'd you feel about the movie?
Good movie.
Good movie.
Actually, his nose is bleeding now.
I thought it was one of a kind. You know, I loved it.
What were your favorite parts?
Favorite parts?
Is there something that you liked? Is there something you didn't like? What were your honest... Wait, how do we feel about Denise Richards?
Yeah.
Yeah is not an answer. Did you like her? You didn't like her? Is she beautiful or is she not beautiful?
She's attractive.
She's definitely attractive. The rib cage with the boobs, is that a whole thing for you? Or because I know that's like her claim to fame.
This is getting weird, Each.
Hey man, I'm just calling it like I sees it.
No, I'm not a pervert.
All right.
I enjoy her eyes
That's fair.
and her acting.
I
ability.
am a pervert.
I think he's a
so.
pervert.
No, I was a big fan of Wild Things growing up. You know.
Oh yeah, he's a pervert.
I'm very much so a pervert. I get that. I understand it. I saw that movie 6 or 17 times.
Before he came here.
Emphasis.
I know.
Opening weekend, 10 million, which was 49.2% of the total gross. So they made half their budget in the first week. The first weekend.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and then Joe Dirt was released, and then it dropped off. So, yeah, it got destroyed.
Only one of them could be a classic.
Yeah. Gotta keep on.
And
keeping on.
I'm happy that it is Joe Dirt that is the classic out of these two. R for strong violence and some sexual and language. That's how they claimed it. Slasher horror.
Well, they nailed it.
They did nail
So
it.
you're with the movie?
Oh no, it's an instant classic. I'm definitely it's gonna be on rotation at my place. Yeah.
At my funeral.
Yeah, I want a bunch of TV set up like in the art gallery, with just
Just weird close-ups of different frames in this movie.
different trays from the buffet. You know.
I like to see like your mom like, I finally understand my son. How about you, H? How'd you feel about the movie?
So this is the second time I watched it because I watched it when it first came out and I was not really impressed with it the first time I watched it. This time I being a little older and I feel like watching it, I was like, okay, there's some cool stuff going on, but overall I feel like it isn't that great. I feel like it's in the middle. It's not terrible. It's not like...
No, just be honest. Call it what it is. It's a decent movie.
Yeah, like it's in the middle. It's not...
Can I add
amazing.
Can I add something to
and
that?
It's just,
Go ahead.
It's just decent.
Decent-ish.
Decent-ish.
Yeah, I mean,
It-
for Shout Factory to give it a release, Blu-ray release, yeah.
It has to be okay.
Yeah,
It has to
okay,
make it to their
yeah.
criterion.
I liked the
There's a lid
aesthetic.
for every pot.
Yeah, I love the look of the killer.
There is not a lid for every pot. Some pots don't have
feel
lids.
like
I don't know what you're
there's
even talking
some-
about there.
Some are frying pans.
Performances that are okay, but then there's some that are, a little bit better. I thought Marley Shelton was awesome. I agree with her being the lead.
Angel was
movie.
fantastic. That blonde chick was okay. Denise Richards was terrible. I thought I did not like her at all in this movie because she delivered lines and I was like, there is no effort in that.
I don't know. And
disagree.
the scene where she was in the jacuzzi, it was a hot tub. I really believe.
Are you talking about the scene with the hot tub with the glass lid, which with the killer drilled holes through
Yeah,
8
man.
times and didn't nick her once? Until the end?
No. But I totally believe she couldn't breathe. I totally believed it.
I don't think she was bad in this.
She was
I think
really
she-
going at that drill hole.
Well, there's that. There's a couple things in the movie that I thought were interesting that she was doing because when she's around her friends, she's playing the I'm the seductive, blah, blah. But then those times where she's in a sense being preyed upon.
I wonder
By the
if-
way, hold up.
Okay, go
Let me
ahead.
finish
Go
my
ahead.
thought.
Go ahead.
Like when he's when she's around the guys who are preying on her, I got to see a little bit of more depth to her. It's that's not entirely who she is, and I thought she played that very well.
Yeah,
It's just not a big character, but it's just I thought she nailed it.
I agree with that. I feel like there are scenes that really have that payoff of her and the detective, her and the guy from Speed Dating.
I like that. I love the scene of her and the detective and essentially calling him off with don't fucking touch me.
Watch that
Right.
scene again when he's touching
I
her.
have. I've seen it
There's
5
a
times.
thing
Oh,
where
okay.
she's trying to be cool about it, but
Yeah.
there's something going on behind her eyes, and I completely always knew where she was in those scenes.
I also feel like it's so cheesy that like, we're all guys here. I think we are.
I was.
Well, I know two of us are. I feel like no male that I know would ever talk to a female that way. No, do you know? You don't know.
I do think that I mean, here's the problem. I understand this. Like, someone explained this to me once.
Was it a female?
Yeah, like, actually, Becca and Lauren actually said this to me. Sometimes,
two.
like, when I see movies and I see men that talk like that, I'm like, well, that's stupid because I don't think guys really talk like that. But they're like, well,
no, you're
I've
wrong.
experienced men that have talked to me like that.
Yes.
And I guess it's like if you're just like not that way, then it probably does seem comical to you. But there probably are just like predatory weirdos out there, you know? To me, like I see it, I'm like, wow, what an asshole. But there's probably some guy who's like, I saw myself in Valentine.
Relate to that.
I think that's what got
sleazeball.
me. I felt like it was so cheesy that like no guy would ever talk to a woman that way. But I feel
you
like
shouldn't.
I would guarantee you that there's like 80% of women that are like, no, that's real. That happens that way.
It's another Valentine's Day.
I do feel like her character Paige was layered a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I think they did a disservice to her just one time. So really quick, like everything Rory said, like I agree. I love that she was playing like, oh, I'm seductive, I'm the sexy friend to her friends. But then when you saw her alone with like guys, she's actually really empowering.
Yeah, like when she ties that guy up and pours wax on his dick.
I
think
almost
they did the disservice though by making her look suspicious by saying, oh, Lily's out of town, that's why she's not around.
Okay.
And so after that, you're just thinking, oh, it's Denise Richards this whole time. So it kind of undermines her character, right? Like, did you guys?
No, I
yeah,
gotcha.
I
Agree
got
with
that. I understand.
Yeah.
I also wonder if like this was after Wild Things, correct? Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, that came out in '98, I believe.
That's your Citizen Kane, buddy.
Say it again. I wonder if this came out after Wild Things, and she literally said to the producer, director, or whatever, like, I was treated like such a sexual icon because of that movie that all of these men feel that it's necessary or it's okay for them to talk to me this way. That she was like, I'm gonna in this movie show people like, no, fucking, it don't work that way, and it's don't treat women that way. But she was also, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this.
I would say watch Starship Troopers.
Yeah, she's actually awesome in that movie.
She is.
You keep telling me this, but I don't believe it.
Smartest cookie in the class.
So,
Yes.
okay.
Cartman,
So
man.
as far as timeline goes, we have Wild Things, Starship Troopers, then this.
Starship Troopers is 97.
So that was way before.
Yeah.
When was Wild Things? 96. I think.
Oh.
98
I don't know.
Wild Thing?
It was probably
98
98.
Wild Things. You had that ready to go right away. That's if you've seen that.
No,
movie
it
and
makes sense
studied
because
it.
my first exposure to Nev Campbell was really Scream.
Yes.
And I remember Wild Things came out after Scream.
Yeah.
So that's how I judged the timeline.
Yeah, that's about right because that would be like in that time frame.
Right. It was
Wow.
definitely
I just wonder if she
97, 98.
I just wonder if she tried to take her character in a direction because of all of the shit that she dealt with up until now. I don't know, but she felt very off-putting to me, and not in a like very beautiful sex pot kind of way. I don't know. I'm just fucking digging myself deeper into the grave at this point. I don't even know where to stop.
No. So let's do emojis.
Wait, before hold up. Before we do emojis, I'll do this real quick. I don't typically do this with movies, but I think there was a better way to tell the story because I was thinking about it last night. Dorothy. I think Dorothy should have been the main character. And the reason I say that, she shouldn't have been the killer at the end. That's silly. It should have just been straight up David Boreanaz. Mm-hmm. I think she should have been the main character because she's the person who essentially did something really shitty to somebody, like to the kid at the beginning of the movie. And it's like she ruined his life, basically. So like he got shipped off to a boarding school, and then I guess he was in a mental hospital. She ruined his life. And I think it would have been a really interesting arc for her character to have to own up to that and to face him and to have like a moment where it's just like, he's like, I'm doing this because you fucked my life up.
Yeah.
You know, like you and your friends were like laughing at me. You're all complicit.
And that plays into, like, so she does have that moment where she comes clean about, like, I
Yeah.
made all that shit up. And her
When she
friends
said
are
that to her friends, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Wait, how the fuck could you do that?"
But
Yeah.
well, they were all just. But I mean, that's the wrong person to confess it to,
Right.
Because there's no emotional weight to it. Because they're just like, well, we love you anyway, so we don't care. And
Right.
fuck him, he was weird.
But
So like,
I totally agree. And I do feel like with Dorothy, too, there's a little bit of her trying to help Campbell. Even though she
Yeah.
didn't know him. So I feel like she's
like projecting
still
some of
trying to...
make up for the shitty thing that she did. I agree.
Yeah.
I think there was like a better story to tell with that. But
Yeah.
they went ahead and they gave it to Deputy Judy, and she was just kind of like a non-character because there was no attachment to the killer.
She was
But
the
there
only
but there
one
wasn't.
nice to him
Yeah.
at the dance, but that's about it.
I take it back. It's not that she didn't have an attachment to the killer, but there was just no like emotional depth to it. So I feel like
Yeah.
if Dorothy was literally the main character, and then there was just like that point where she faces who she victimized, you know, that would have actually had some depth to it, and I probably would have had like different feelings about the movie. But to me, it just felt like I didn't know who the main character was, and like nothing mattered, and they don't really make the ending very clear. Because I'm like, wait, so is Dorothy the killer? Were they working together? Because when Katherine Heigl pulls the sheet, where was Angel's abs?
Yeah.
That wasn't his bod.
Yeah.
He looked like a.
That was my joke.
No, it was a good joke. I got it. He looked like a heroin addict with the ribs exposed and the super skinny belly, and just
Yeah.
that did not look like Angel
Yeah.
at all.
So
yeah,
that's all I had to say about
I
that.
think I interpreted the end as
And also not the girl, like 100% not the girl at the end of the movie
Yeah.
that you think
Dorothy.
that Dorth.
Dorothy.
Yes.
that Angel switched with Dorth. Like that's how I interpreted it.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
But again, it's just
No, and
but
then
it was a real big bag of so what.
no, I agree.
You know what I mean?
And what about the bullies? You know that gave him the flash dance
Yeah,
Hawaiian
that,
punch.
All the
beat the
boys?
shit out of
Yeah.
him. Like, why didn't he go
Yeah.
and kill those
What
guys?
happened?
Hey,
them.
wait! Here's a twist for you.
Valentine too.
Here's a twist for you. They're all the corpses in the body bags at the beginning. There's a prequel to be
The first
made.
6.
Yeah.
So when Denise Richards is coming down the stairs, there's a shot of the dude when they're speed dating, the guy who doesn't say
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
He's at the party, right?
Yes.
So she invites him.
Yeah.
So she's like, "You're terrible at, but I'm going to invite you to my party." That was kind of off-putting to me. Or they liked him
like,
so
he
much.
wasn't,
He was
like,
adorable.
terrible at the speed dating. He was just
He didn't say anything. He
was
didn't
like-
do anything.
yeah. He just said
He's
to,
like, "Oh, he's
Kate,
harmless. Let's invite him."
He was like, "Hey, I know you don't want to be here," and then that's when like she comes in, Denise Richards. She's like, "Hey, my friend's really taken. Like, I'm free though, you know." So he wasn't like bad until they get up into the bedroom, and then he turns out to be
No.
little strange.
No. I think we're talking about the same thing. Denise Richards walks down the stairs. Do you remember when they're doing the speed dating thing? There's a guy that doesn't say anything. He's just awkward and very quiet,
Much like me.
much like Matt. So there's the guy that she likes.
Oh, and
There's the
then
other guy who
next
loves
to him-
sports.
Yeah.
He's a huge Eagles fan or whatever. But then there's a guy who doesn't say anything whatsoever. He's just there and he's kind of awkward.
and
But
he's at the party.
He's at the party. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to go back and I'm gonna have to show you
Yeah,
because
that's
that
crazy.
dude that doesn't say anything during the speed dating is in the party. And I trust me, I don't know why, but I've rewinded 4 times to make sure that that is the guy from the speed dating.
Can I take a guess at something?
something.
Number one, he never shows it to us. We never ask, and we just move on past this.
Fair enough. That tracks.
That's probably like a
That's about
producer's
right.
son or
Oh,
something.
Yeah, it's probably just like some
Yeah.
random guy who walked on set.
But I just
Yeah.
thought it was weird that he was. All right. Anyway, moving on. All right. Plus,
Emojis.
Yes. So emojis. I give this a heart, a bow and arrow, and
you son of a bitch.
another heart. So that's my 3 for this one.
How about you, Matt Renaldi?
I have a chocolate bar,
Ooh.
a red rose,
Ah.
a heart with an arrow,
Nice.
baby angel,
Yes.
an axe,
Nice.
and a buffet table.
A buffet and a buffet.
I love it.
Yeah.
Good. I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a vampire.
Oh.
I have a
Okay.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
I have a
gotcha.
cherub.
Okay.
I have an angle. A 90-degree angle. It's my first emoji there for Angel because he was Angel.
Good.
And then I also have a thumbs down because God damn it, guys.
This.
What are you doing to me? I can't deal with this much longer.
It's not.
It's too much.
It's not terrible.
It's
Yeah.
not. Well, it wasn't good. Oh, wait. I also have a pill, and I have a queen for RX Queen.
Nice. Okay.
I have a heart. I have a Valentine. I have an axe.
So much energy. In
I got a guy sleeping because the movie made me want to go sleep. I got a horse because I like horses, and I got fire because I'd like to see a movie where a horse jumps over fire. It doesn't get burned,
It just jumps
but
over.
jumps over the like Braveheart,
Right.
some shit like that.
Yeah. I
Which
like
you
it.
know what? Actually, that's one of my emoji is. There's a horse and fire, and the horse is jumping over the fire, like in Braveheart. And I wish I was watching Braveheart instead. That's my review.
We should have a William Wallace emoji.
Oh, I would love to watch Braveheart and review Braveheart.
Can I-
That's one of my favorite movies.
That's one of the movies I've never seen. I've never seen Braveheart.
Get out.
What?
Yeah, it's true. You know how like there's some movies that like you might name and people are like, you haven't seen that? I've always wanted to
Godfather?
watch it. Yeah, I've always wanted to watch it. Just haven't.
You haven't come across it
And,
yet.
yeah, so I plan on. I'm going to watch it this year.
You're a
This is
busy
the
guy.
year.
You got stuff going on. It
This
makes
is
sense.
the year for Braveheart, man. This is it. This is the year.
2024.
Yeah.
So I saw Braveheart when I was 9 in the theater.
Oh.
9-year-old me thought this is the best movie ever made.
Yeah.
And not 9-year-old was like that 9-year-old had good taste.
Yeah.
So
I saw like a knockoff of Braveheart. I don't know if you remember the movie Rob Roy.
no.
I love Rob Roy.
Yeah,
yes,
it's
I know that.
It's kind of like a like Liam Neeson, isn't it? But it's kind of like Braveheart, but not
Yeah.
quite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like Walmart version.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Matthew, do you have anything you would like to plug, sir?
Oh, I get to go first tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
He would like to
actually.
plug White Claw.
White Claw.
Peach.
Oh, it is refreshing. You know, I don't really think it says made pure. You know, I taste it. It does taste pure. All right. I like it.
Hell of a plug.
No. Yeah, I'd like to plug my new business. I have a new chicken pot pie business. I just started in my kitchen. It's just me right now. It's a startup company. It's called Gravy Diggers, and I've almost perfected the recipe. I mean, I haven't killed anybody with it. The dogs seem to like it, and I'm just sick of coming on here. I never have anything to plug. So
So Gravy Diggers.
yeah.
Some people may say, why do we keep asking you to come here? But the real question is, why do you keep coming back?
Because I live in the janitor's closet.
And I also coaxed him out. I was like, hey, we got some free mustard packets.
Yeah.
So is it actually Three Jack's kitchen that you're talking about?
No, it's his own thing, dude. He's doing it in the
okay.
closet.
He's stealing stuff out of the kitchen to make his pot pies. I see John coming in doing inventory. He's just like, someone's
all-
taking stuff.
Where's all the gravy going?
Why is there a dog in this kitchen?
I took out a full bag of trash last night, and half of it's gone. Someone took all the scraps. Oh, and you're just throwing it in your pot.
It's like a
like
sign.
Doc Brown in the time machine. Just throw-
Yeah, you're just throwing all this stuff
Into the
to the back of the DeLorean, and it's just all your Popeye.
yeah,
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll plug a band I was in like 10 years ago. Man.
Oh, hit
Hell
us.
yeah.
Hit it
Yeah, I
up.
was in a band called These Quiet Colors.
These quiet colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did a song for Burden of Beauty.
The hit movie,
They have a
Burden
song
of
on
Beauty.
there?
Yes, they do.
It's a beautiful song.
They do. But
is?
yeah, look out
It's
for my
awesome. I love it.
my Popeyes. I'm gonna try and branch out into the
Look out for
the frozen food section. Yeah, hopefully.
Are you going after? Are you directly going after Maria Callender
Oh,
and her Popeyes?
She's your enemy.
Didn't she die?
Sworn.
Oh, I'm taking her down.
Well, then that
my
mark,
sword.
it's yours.
Matt Renaldi.
No, I also have
enemy
to
of
contend- Yeah.
Marie Callender.
Yeah, and Banquet. But they have really good mac and cheese.
Fuck
though.
you, Banquet.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's not plug Banquet. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Sorry.
How about you, Eej? What do
Yeah,
you
sorry.
plug?
I have nothing else to plug. Sorry.
Yeah.
At least I have some
These quiet colors. And are they on like Spotify and iTunes and stuff?
YouTube.
Oh,
On the YouTube?
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna check it. You have a song? Do you have a favorite?
What?
If I
Yeah.
were to go to YouTube and type in These Quiet Colors,
Yeah. Well, if you did that, the song that would come would be a cover song of Joy Division, New Order.
Joy Division?
Yeah.
Really?
Ceremony. Yeah. That we have like
Holy shit.
thousands of views on that. And
Thousands of views?
yeah, I mean it's a
Wow.
cover song.
Frequel's got like 7, so that's impressive.
What song did you do? She's Out of Control?
No, Ceremony.
Oh,
But
Ceremony.
Yeah,
okay.
but it's been on there for like 10 years, so of course it has, you know. But it's spelled the colors is the British way.
The you.
Yeah.
With a U?
You,
You threw a
yeah.
U in there? Nice.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like that.
our singer is British, so
Do you know the difference between gray in America and gray in Britain?
Spelling.
yeah.
It's the
R-
E.
E.
Fucking throw that in there.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
Go ahead, EJ.
Yeah, I was going to plug.
EJ.
So Jon Snow, friend of the show, he has a show coming up March 23rd. It's going to be at the Moon Tavern, and all of his bands are going to be playing.
All three?
Yeah, all three. So the
How?
bands-
Marathon.
Yeah, he's running this.
Wait, when is
marathon.
this?
March 23rd. It's a Saturday,
March 23rd.
and it's at the Moon Tavern in Dixon City, across from the, like next to Idle Hours.
I feel like across from Idle Hours is the adult shop, adult outlet. Never. Oh,
That's where he's playing.
oh okay. Fair
It's
enough.
across from the drive-in theater.
Wait, should we make that a thing where I should try and get the day off so the three of us can go?
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, man.
all
Hell
three
yeah.
bands.
We got our
Literally,
Frequels
all three
t-shirts
bands
on.
are playing.
Yeah, like
Okay.
Issues, Realign, and I think Red
Red,
Cap
red,
Assassins.
red crap. Yeah, red
Red
crap.
Cap.
Oh no, red crap. Oh, okay.
Red Cap Assassins. Yes.
Okay. No, we should
and
do.
then-
We should make that a thing. I'm gonna make a note in that and see if we can all go
Yeah,
together to
and
support
then,
him.
My
you
buddy
know what we'll
Adam
do?
Farley.
We'll wear Freakwool shirts and no one will know what we're doing.
Yeah. they'll be
Okay.
like, is that a band?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Adam Farley. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so check out Adam Farley's music on iTunes and Spotify. He also has a show coming up in March, and March 15th. It's in Oliphant. I forget the name of the bar.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I think
it's not. Is it O Town or is it?
I think that's it. Yeah, I think it's O-Town, but I could be. I'll have to verify for the next episode.
I was gonna say
But,
we got an episode coming up in like fucking 20
What?
minutes. We'll
yeah,
do that.
so March 15th, he has a show. So if you get a chance to watch that, the MDG crew is going to perform, and they do like a wide variety of music. He does everything from like Justin Timberlake to Coolio to Eminem to his own stuff. So it's awesome. It's always a good time. And
Jon
dancing.
Snow is a showman, so no matter
Oh,
what
yeah.
he does, you know that he's gonna do it proper.
Yeah, John's. I can't wait because I saw him when he did Tourniquet. It was like he did some Marilyn Manson covers.
Yeah.
And
Tourniquet's
I'm
one of my
telling
favorite
you,
Marilyn Manson songs.
It
It's a good
was
show.
amazing.
Yeah.
I also saw him do Issues, the band
Yeah.
Issues. Awesome.
Yeah,
Back and I had a great time. So,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say Kitties of NEPA Pet Rescue, home base of a young Ella cat. That's where she came from.
Ella, if you're listening,
She appreciates the call out. Raven View Productions. You can find us on the YouTube and the Facebook. Fourth Cut Reviews. You can check that out. And check out Variant Season, our buddy Will Perna's band.
Yes.
Crushing it. And we don't want to support anybody else tonight. You didn't make the list. You're out.
I'm going to support Death Tones, DeathTones, which is a horror band, which is fronted by our friend Bill Carlo.
Bill Carlo.
Who works at Through Jack's Burglar Bar.
He lives in the other closet.
You're in this closet. He's in the back closet. You actually have more space than him.
He's in the south closet,
which he's been here longer. Which I don't know how you got the bigger closet.
I'm surprised he has a horror themed band. I would have he should change his name to Bill Korloff, right? Ooh. Right.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to.
Maybe I don't know.
Please flesh out that reference for me.
Yeah, Boris Karloff played the monster in Bride of Frankenstein, the movie you just watched.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Also, Three Jack's Burger Bar. Lunchbox.
It has been...
Oh, no, this is... Yeah, Lunchbox is all of February.
Yes, and we just finished up an insane week. Yeah. So I just got back from Floridia hanging out with Uncle Sal after my Gigi died. R.I.P. Rest in power, Gigi. 97 years old. And... I got back and I worked all day on Thursday. I did a double on Friday, a double on Saturday, a double on Sunday, and then we were so fucking busy that we closed yesterday, Monday, because we ran out of food and we were tired. It has been awesome. So if you don't think that the Lunchbox is a good burger, we were so busy. We ran out of food, guys. We ran out of burgers. We ran out of peanut butter.
That's the record, though, you ran out of food because somebody was busy making pot pies.
No one is ordering the pot pies, but we have so many of them available.
Picture Matt trying to push his pot pies onto the menu
out of a closet.
Just comes out of here.
Hey guys,
it's like a little bow tie. It just comes out of the closet.
Hey guys,
when no one's looking.
Got a Popeye?
Back here, except customers. It's like, guys, there's a special on the pot pie.
Do you want the lunchbox, or would you like a delicious pot pie? Why are you talking like that?
Is that a rat tail?
Anyway. I went with the meat I could get. But so guys, thank you so much for listening, and make sure to check us out on Facebook, on Instagram. Make sure to email us at Frequel Podcast.
Not Frequels, plural.
Right.
Frequel Podcast at Gmail. Oh, Gmail or Gmail?
Both.
Yeah, so make sure to follow us and like us. Make sure to rate and review us on iTunes or Spotify. Every little bit helps, and it will push us up a little bit more and more. So when people are looking for horror podcasts or comedy podcasts, it might boost us up a little bit. So please help us out.
And again, if you don't
reviews.
like horror movies like me, which I hate horror movies, but I guarantee you have a friend that likes horror movies.
Yeah.
Suggest us, please.
You like horror? You like to laugh? We're not the show for you.
Please.
Please. But with that being said, thank you to Matthew Renaldi for coming on again.
Matt, love having you on. You're
time.
a fantastic guest. You're always welcome here. We love having you on. You're a really good time.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, man, even if you don't feel that you're doing a good job, we love having you here, and we really do enjoy having you.
Yeah, you are a Frequel all-star.
You're a frequent.
I get it. I get it.
Okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you for
but thank you so much for coming on and hanging out and doing this movie. And
you'll be back before you know it.
Yeah. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much, and thank you for listening to I'm the top of this place.
How can you see that? Is it like in theaters? Or is it one of those bullshit Netflix movies?
No. Yeah, you can stream it. I streamed it off a torrent site.
Are you pirating movies?
No, because I didn't download it to my hard drive. I just
Streamed it?
Yeah.
You didn't have the LimeWire account? You weren't giving your computer full-blown AIDS?
I do have a LimeWire account. I do.